Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Power Rangers Let There Be Thunder. I am Matthew. I am the GM for today and every other day. We are missing a couple of players, unfortunately, but we're going to go ahead and hopefully they pop in soon. But I'd just like my players to introduce themselves, starting with Michael.
Hello, I'm Michael. I play Peter Parker, the Green Ranger.
I'll go next.
Go for it.
Hey, I'm Panic. I play Cal, the Yellow Ranger. Week 3 of not having a yellow shirt.
One day.
It'll never
One
happen.
day, but not today, Satan. Hello, everybody. My name is Jay, and I am playing Q, the Red Ranger.
Fantastic. So, just a very quick recap. Last session, after teleporting back to the command center, the Power Rangers learned a little bit more about the some of the Power Rangers that came before, namely that Tommy was the White Ranger, Kimberly was the Pink Ranger. They're both now dead. Their coins are lost. They did some training, a simulation against a larger than normal putty, defeated it with some fantastic teamwork with the Red and Yellow Ranger. And
My
then,
man.
High five.
after which they all returned home, had a bit of a quite a feelings moment as they kind of explored what it was to be a Power Ranger and the effects it had on them. And then came to the fair as part of the Power Ranger celebration, Power Ranger anniversary celebration. Had some fun. Everybody tried the rope bridge of doom and failed miserably.
Appropriately named for once.
It was very
And normally
appropriately
when-
named.
Like normally when you see like a
branding,
fair
mate.
game that's like of doom, it's like yeah, whatever. But like this one, perilous. Truly.
I have to admit, I just threw it out there because it sounded like a fair game name. It wasn't called the Rope Bridge of Doom until I said the Rope Bridge of Doom, and then apparently I cursed everybody because it went.
Is that how
really
Swingling
badly.
came into existence?
No, Swingling actually was named in the adventure.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that in my intro. What's up? It's your boy,
Yep.
the Swingaling King.
One of two Swingling champions. The other being our Blue Ranger, who unfortunately isn't here at the moment. Did a little bit of bumper car racing, and
Or not.
yeah, tried to do a bit of bumper car racing. There was some very bad dice rolls. Just
I
purely.
seem to remember I was a very good driver.
There was. We had a nice look. You can see the nice little green there for Peter, and then just red. 2 fumbles as
Red.
well.
Red bias, that's what it's all about.
It's always
This
about
guy.
the red bias, isn't it?
Always. We're never going to be free of it.
But then, after they got off the bumper cars, there was a bit of noise, some shouting over the tannoy system, and they all came running onto the scene to see that where Cupcake, the prize-winning pig, had been, there was now a rather large pig in a gladiator's helmet, holding a knife and fork. That's where we ended up, and that is where we will begin today.
Go Power Rangers.
It's
This song
okay,
is
everybody.
copyrighted.
Don't-
Oh wait, we can't go any further than that. Oh god.
So I do have a GM question.
Go for it.
So this big red bias tent in the middle.
Yep.
You said that was Clancy's quarters. Is it currently vacant inside?
That was.
Is there any privacy in there?
It is private at the moment. Everybody, with the arrival of this great big pig, kind of ran up towards the sort of entrance exit of the tents. At the moment, the red tent is very vacant. where you're standing, there's a little bit of a wall, sort of like a tent flap as well. So there's a place for you guys to say those magic words.
So Q kind of lifts the flap just to check the coast is clear inside the marquee. So that's the word I was looking for earlier, the big tent, the marquee. Go, guys in here. And then he steps inside.
Cal dives in after him.
Pete will follow, and as he dives in, can I do like a history roll or something
So you
to
can
see if because Peter studies the Power Rangers.
We have in our midst, we have a student who has a focus on cultures, specifically the Power Rangers themselves. And they do have a perk which allows them to get some information on different bits and pieces. It allows them to gain an edge on a skill check when they're rolling to recall facts or while performing a task. So go ahead and make me a cultures check. If you don't have any skill dice in it, it will be a normal roll because the edge will counterbalance the snag. If you do have a skill dice in it, it's with edge. And I'll say the difficulty is, it's going to be nice, and we'll say it is a 5. It's not
With the skill shift, because I don't have a dice, do I just roll it flat?
Yep, rolled it flat, but without the snag because of the edge, not a skill shift, edge.
Cool. And what did you say difficulty was, sorry?
5.
Oh, nice. And then I just roll normal, don't I? Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
All right.
So I'm guessing Peter's check is just to see if what he remembers about a certain pig that may have shown up a earlier instance.
So yeah, obviously at university, college, whatever you want to call it, we Peter studies specifically like the history of the Power Rangers, and also a class called the Sciences of the Power Rangers, which is trying to look into like how their technology works. It's not a very good class though.
Very theoretical.
So as Peter dives into the tent behind him, he's going to say to Q and Cal, "Damn, I think that's Pudgy Pig."
Who?
I'm Pudgy Pig.
Gonna need more than that.
The original team of Rangers, they fought him. Like he was one of the first monsters that showed up against them. From what I can remember.
How did they
I
we just
do believe it. I'm not sure how they defeated him. I know at one point he ate their weapons, so it might be an idea to try and stay close quarters, and maybe not throw out the power weapons just in case.
Yeah, I hope that's not a euphemism. On that note, it's morphin time.
It's morphin time.
It's morphin time.
Fucking.
Can anyone remember what order we do this in?
There's 3 of us. Sorry, Green Dragon.
Yellow Griffin.
What was that? Yeah, Red Thunder Dragon.
And Blue Unicorn.
Always have a problem.
I was just about to Blue Unicorn.
Blue Unicorn.
Shout it from the wings.
Let's just do some magic with some tokens. Fantastic.
Half.
So
And we all
Music starts in the background. Yeah.
you can just hear it.
theatrical front flips out of the tent and pose.
Do some Charlie's
Just have
Angel
the,
style
the
poses,
sidewalk
people.
show. And
Thunder
reveal it.
Rangers, let's rumble.
Thunder
like it.
Rangers, ho!
Thunder Rangers, ho!
How many?
He just goes, we can workshop this, it's fine.
How many
Well-
references can we make in one go?
Don't even test us.
Thunder Rangers, roll out!
Cowabunga.
And knowing is half the battle.
Oh God.
Just
The answer to your question is all of them. We will get all of
All
the
of
references
them.
in.
it'll take us the entire session, but we can.
We will
we will-
eventually take a
We're
hit.
gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna bore him to death with all of our stupid nerd references.
You've broken the GM. Congratulations.
Hey, let's go! The first of many in this one session.
Go ahead and roll that lovely I word that everybody likes so much.
Pyong, 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 pyong.
Insecticide.
I hope that's not it. Oh, that's frustrating.
Hey,
God.
Even better.
we love to fail, guys. We're big fans of it. To be fair, I'll take a shit initiative roll if it means that I can get some of that karma back later.
You just don't
Yeah.
want. Yeah, you saving your good rolls
If
for
that was
later.
another nat 20, I would have cried.
Okay, so we've got 13 for Vic, 14 for Pudgy Pig, 8 for Peter, and then 2 10s. So you can decide between the two of you who goes first. Out of curiosity, if you
What's
both
your
D4.
speed? Oh no, we didn't both get 10s. We got a 6 and a 4.
Oh, I looked at the left where it said difficulty 10.
You were looking at difficulty.
Difficulty. Yeah.
Apparently, I can't read good like some people. Let's try that again.
Me no read good.
Me no read good. And me just
You
has
need to go
a
to the Derek
sudden
Zoolander school.
urge. Oh God. I apologise because I also have a cough today that's just tickling the back of my throat non-stop. Just for
Oh,
the
boy.
record, you do have 7 story points left over from last week because this is one great big session. We've kind of had to split into 2 just because things and things happened. But Pudgy Pig is working up a bit of a frenzy over there, sort of clashing the knife and fork together. And all around him, you see the other pigs getting worked up. They begin to run around, knocking into one another, just turning into a complete frenzy of, huge 450 odd kilogram pigs that are just knocking into each other, knocking about all over the place. And as you can see, there's this lovely it's supposed to be pink. It doesn't look that pink, but there's a lovely aura here, and everything in that aura is going to be treated as rough terrain, which means it will take you 5 additional feet to move 5 feet in that space. As well as that,
Double movement costs.
yep, and as well as that, targeting skills will suffer a downshift because of the constant bumping and jostling of the pigs as they run about. Just something to bear in mind. But Pudgy, having gone first with his lovely, nice 40 initiative, is going to make a move. He is going to
40 is in 40.
14, 1-4.
Oh right.
That would have been
Yes,
scary.
Yes, me and my plus 20 to initiative.
That would have been absolutely terrifying. Yeah, I'm not even sure how to. Yeah, that would be a lot of dice being rolled. But he is going to make a bit of a movement, and he's actually going to run up towards the tents up here. And you see him
Coward!
out of the corner of your eyes as he runs up to one of the bins and just starts pulling food out, just tearing at it and consuming it without any kind of thought of what it is he's eating. There's a burger here and there, turkey, of course. There's a whole load of kettle corn and all sorts of sort of fare staples. And as he consumes
Bro,
it,
there's
you
a
can
there's
just-
a trough right there. I'm like, like pointing at like the pig trough. It's like there's food. It's right there. You don't have to eat the. Oh my.
Oh my.
As he does eat the food, you notice that he seems to be looking a little bit perkier. He's standing up a little bit straighter. His arms are looking a little stronger. And he doesn't even consider you. He doesn't even look at you. It's that sort of, you're not a threat, I'm hungry, that you would expect from him.
Guys, I'm not sure if it's a chicken or a borg, but we need to get it away from food.
Guys. I'm sure I read in one of the reports. Yeah, I just remembered. He doesn't like spicy food. If we somehow trick him into eating spicy food, it might work in our favor.
All right.
Uh,
I guess that puts me on sriracha duty.
Vic is going to run through the tent. I'm going to move that up a little bit. The Power Rangers are kind of going to disappear until they move a little bit closer. He is going to summon his blade blaster and use it to try and shoot Pudgy Pig just outside of the chaos that is
His pig square.
yeah, square of revolting pigs. Play on words. And we're going to go for difficulty 15. What do we reckon, guys? That is a double fumble. Not a double fumble, it's only a single fumble, but it's a pretty awful roll.
It's as bad as they get. Yeah.
What I reckon that's an 8th story point.
It is indeed an 8th story point.
Yep.
Vic goes to shoot at Pudgy Pig. He sort of rushed through the tent, and as he does, he slips on some of the straw, the hay that's been laid down for Clancy, and he just goes tumbling over, drops his blade blaster, and lands in a little bit of mud. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And it is Peter's turn.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, I can't get close enough to attack. And as we all know, that's what Peter likes to do.
That's the whole thing.
I will move up closer to Pudgy. I can get just into his little cube. And then what sort of skill check would I need to make to try and gain his attention?
If you wanted to pull out the blade blaster and shoot the trash, that's a thing you could do.
Yeah.
I always forget I have a blade blaster, but I don't have anything in target in, and we also take a downshift. Unless I move one step back and then I don't take an additional downshift.
To be fair,
we may as well.
Shoot him, you can shoot the trash, you can...
Yeah, I'll shoot him.
And
why not? I have no special.
Get his ass. Get him.
If you've got the free action to do so, you can aim for an upshift, although because you don't have any skill dice, it will still be rolled with a snag.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use a free action to...
no, you can't because you've
upshift.
moved. Ignore me, because I'm losing the plot.
Never mind. So no change to that. What was difficulty? 15?
Difficulty is 15.
Cool, and then I roll with a snag, don't I? Still try and hit.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
It isn't a critical.
Yeah, because D2, but it's still
D2,
a hit.
Yeah, but it is still a hit. That is pretty good.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Just
My baby shot me down.
Just checking. You don't have a D2, so where's the upshift from?
I didn't upshift anything, I just rolled it flat.
Do you have a D2?
Not in targeting. No,
No, it's
I
rolled
just
a
rolled
D2
the
as well for
attack.
some reason. So
Oh,
it's only a
God.
14, in which case you actually miss.
Miss. Cool,
Um,
no problem. Sorry, I rolled
unfortunately.
because on my character sheet I've got the blade blaster as just a ranged attack weapon. So I used that rather than using a targeting roll. Could that have been why?
No, it should still roll from.
Oh no, I do have a D2 in targeting. Sorry, my mistake. My mistake.
This guy.
He's just
He
causing
hit.
trouble.
He didn't hit. He hit.
did hit. He didn't
He's
hit.
got
Maybe he hit.
That
He's
is,
got so many combat abilities that
Yeah,
he just doesn't remember.
We're going to send
I
Green
honestly
Ranger
thought
to
I
the
put-
detention step for not reading his character sheet.
initially, I was going to put it in finesse, weren't I? And then you were like, "There's no point in putting it in finesse because most of my attacks are might based." So I put it in targeting instead, and I still had in my head that I put it in finesse. Pew pew! Screw you, pig.
Little bit of a roller coaster there. Little bit of a roller
The
coaster.
important thing is we have shot
he
the
did
pig.
hit.
Edit it out.
Congratulations. Yeah, we'll get there in the end. I do apologise, everybody. Peter just stops.
To be fair, I have never used the blade blaster as a blaster before.
No, it's like this
ever.
shoots things.
This is
It's a
this is
gun.
role playing. He's just like, how do I? Is it a? Do I poke it? Do I shoot it? Which way?
How do I stab things with this?
Use the pointy end.
If you pull the trigger, you can stab things from far away.
I like that explanation, and we'll stick with that.
As Peter, our Green Ranger, does shoot at Pudgy Pig, Farmer Sorridge, who's just standing there shocked, looks over and he's just like, "No, not Cupcake! Please, you have to save him!"
Really?
Will do, sir. We'll save your pig. Full of confidence.
And it is Cal's turn.
Right. So, I mean, Peter mentioned that he didn't like spicy food, and I'm taking that to heart. So the tents down here were the food tents, right? Like
They were
black,
indeed,
white, and
yep.
pink had like food stuff. And I know it is double movement to move away from like an enemy, right?
Only if you're moving through their squares. If you're moving through rough terrain, it costs double movement.
Okay, because I wanted to head down into these tents and like search through them to see if I can find any type of hot sauce.
I'm going to say it's
Any hot sauce or maybe like a spicy kebab.
It's not even difficult. There's bottles laid up on the sides, and there is a bottle of hot sauce right there for chicken wings. Not that it really
Perfect.
matters, but
At least it's not like pulled pork sauce.
Pulled.
No,
Oh,
it's
that would be
the bomb.
offensive.
Um,
But pigs have been known to be cannibals, so maybe not as much a problem as we would think. So yeah, I grabbed that hot sauce. I'm going to... That was 10 feet, so 5, 15, 20, 25. Back up next to Q, and I'm going to hold up the hot sauce. It's like, if he can't handle the heat, we should get him in the kitchen.
God.
I can't
what you
believe it worked on you. You are really bad when it
I
comes to
told you.
one-liners, huh, man?
I told you. This is why I'm so glad nobody took comedic. I'm terrible with
Banned.
one-liners.
Not allowed to use it.
Banned.
Banned origin.
Yeah.
And what is the range on a blade blaster?
40 foot.
40 foot. Yeah, so I'm not making that shot.
If you've got a
so yeah,
free
I guess-
action, you can move 5 foot. It will take a free action to summon your weapon, but you can move 5 foot as a free action as well. So depending on how many free actions you've got,
I know, but I'd also have to take a downshift, or rather the snag, because I don't have any targeting.
oh, okay, that's fair.
So it's just like it's just not advisable at this point in time.
We
So,
just
yeah,
shoot in the
since-
general
since
direction of Pudgy Pig.
Yeah. Look,
can shoot from-
miss me with that weapon accuracy. Laying down cover fire.
Sorry, I was reading my notes, but you can shoot from further away. It's just with
With more
downshift, is it?
Downshift, yeah.
Yeah, so
Just
we'd be
there's
getting into
no chance in
the,
hell of me hitting. I'd be rolling with snag, with downshift, without an additional. Like there's
With one eye
just so
closed, yeah.
much.
we
Just so
might be
bad
getting into
idea.
automatic failure territory there.
Exactly. I'm gonna shoot
only
the
hit
farmer.
Peter in the back
That's
of
what's
the
gonna happen.
We saved the pig. We killed the farmer.
Have we got the skill
Look,
add-on
that's a
here?
real shot the sheriff, but did not shoot the deputy type situation. See, I'm just
That's
gonna
curious.
hand the hot sauce over to Q, and I'm just gonna stance up, I guess, ready for my next turn.
Fantastic. Okay. Q then.
Question: is his aura visible?
It's not visible in that you don't know it's there, but you can just see pigs running all about. Like they're knocking into
Oh,
the
right,
tent.
that's
They've
kind of like-
broken, yeah.
It's
They've broken a hole
The
in the
aura
fence
isn't
and
Spectral thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pudgy Pig's aura is just the metaphor for like seeing all these pigs smashing
just a
into each other.
mayhem of porcine.
No one is safe.
Panic. Yeah.
Yes? What's up?
Yeah. Full time panic.
No, that's me.
Yeah. Poor sign panic. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out the most sensible route for Q to make it to the next garbage thing. 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55.
He could try a jump.
Ooh, I could try a jump. Like over the marquee.
I mean,
Look, we have an abundance of story points. We should absolutely try to jump.
Yeah, I'm totally going to do it.
Do it.
So
Just-
I'm going to use 10 feet to get to here,
Do a running
to then
jump.
take off to try and go I was about to try and draw a diagonal line with my own pointer. So I'm going to try and go diagonally thusward. Okay.
Yeah, we're just having a minor issue with the
Move that.
dice roller, which seems to have stopped showing a dice roller and is showing everything but. Interestingly. Right, let's try that again. There we go. So the difficulty for a running jump, I want to say, is 5. He says.
That sounds about right to me.
That sounds about right to me
Question
as well.
for you.
Uh-oh.
Lovely game master.
Uh-oh.
If Q jumped as a running jump, but in the style of a jeté, which is a dancing jump, dancing split leap, could I use that to say that I'm using my art and therefore get an edge? Oh no, I get an edge when my art, when my art comes into play. Would that be viable? A very long split leap jump could
I think if you
be done.
describe what that word that you said that I totally can say exactly like
Jeté.
you just said it was, I will say yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Q takes the hot sauce bottles from Cal and goes, I hope this works. Otherwise you might be coming to rescue me. And he kind of rocks back on one heel and then takes a run up, which he does as like a dancers will know, step will change, step jeté. So it's like
Dancers will know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of us are
It's otherwise
Googling this
known as
afterwards.
It's my friend Paul would do this everywhere we went. And it's like a step, then a change of weight, another step, and then a jeté is where you leap into the air whilst traveling. And your legs make a horizontal line. It's like if you did splits with one leg forward, one leg behind, but in a straight line.
Okay.
And you can do that when dancing in the air. And my friend Lindsay, who was very good at it, kind of did it at shoulder height. So she would just kind of go. It's amazing when it's done. She didn't make that noise. I must clarify.
I'm really
Probably
sad
trip
that
into
she
a wall.
didn't.
But yes, you definitely can have that edge. The difficulty is
Thank you.
5. So, soar.
So like an eagle gets sucked into a jet engine. Right, so
Hopefully not.
acrobatics, I'll make this one. No specialization, no shift, difficulty 5. Edge 19.
So,
Bosh.
the distance you jump is the result minus the difficulty. And as you're morphed, it's tripled.
14.
So that would be
Wow.
45 foot because you round upwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I travel like 5.
Anybody
10,
feel free to
and
check
then
my maths,
45
but I think that's right.
So it's 3 times 14,
Yeah.
which is 38, 40,
42?
42.
Fantastic. Yeah, so 45 foot rounded upwards.
Hell.
Apparently,
then 5,
double-
10,
Double snag
15,
means snag and
20,
downshift.
25,
Mm.
30, 35, 40, 45 directly. Mind you, if I went in a straight line, I'd land there, technically. I'm not going to bend physics at the end of it.
I'm not going to bend
So he
physics
does
as
step
he
change, step.
jumps 45 foot through the air.
Ta-da! In a
Not,
beautiful,
and not even like with the Power
straight
Ranger
line.
front flip. It's just it's like a
Soar!
it's the most
And
terrifying
land
thing
like
in the
a cat.
world.
Yeah. Ta-da! Boom. Just like I'm getting into RADA now. How many bottles of hot sauce did I get? 1 or 2?
How many
All of
did
them.
you
Did
grab?
we establish?
I look, if we're gonna be fair, just go with 1. Because I was
Okay.
just looking for hot sauce, and I was like, you find a hot sauce thing for chicken, and I did not specify I would like to grab numerous hot sauce.
Grab
So,
all
go
of the
with-
sauces and
go with
just... Yeah.
Just the worst barbecue stew.
And then, if I'm allowed, I will use my blaze blaster. Nope. I will use my
Hey.
blaze blaster
Happy
to-
April.
to
420.
cut the top off the hot sauce bottle, and then spray it all over the garbage, and then give the can a good shake, and shout, "Hey, Pudgy, there's fresh over here!"
Okay.
Give the trash can like an enticing little wiggle at Pudgy.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah,
Like calling a cat for its food, like shh, 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 just shaking the thing.
yeah, piggy, 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 piggy.
Perfect.
Fantastic. That is Cow Q. Story points back still at 8. Pudgy Pig. He looks over at the food, at the bin that Q is standing by, and he smashes that knife and fork together in that lovely metal scraping on metal sound that sends
Ching ching.
sends like shivers down your spine, or at the very least my spine. And his tongue, this great big massive red tongue, just sort of licks at his lips, and he goes running forwards towards the bin and just starts chomping down on the food. I've got...
Food is a loose word to describe.
It's kind of like a very strange soup at this point, of rubbish and sauce and all kinds of fun stuff. He starts wolfing it down, and as he does, you see his skin turn a slight shade of red at the spiciness of the sauce, and he just... Apologies, everybody, but he just throws that food straight back up on the floor. It's just like, "Blah! What is that?"
It's Cholula, my guy.
Cholula.
My brain
not
is now
even-
doing. My name is Cholula. My first rule of
Not even that
Don't
spicy.
say where I'm going or where I'm coming from.
I need like a button that just makes like sends a message to everybody. It just says focus, focus.
Focus.
Insight into Q's mind.
I'll get you a special little neon sign to put behind you, Matt.
Just turn it on every now and again. Focus, focus.
Focus by
bar.
the page.
From where he is, Vic is going to take aim at Pudgy, gaining that lovely upshift to his targeting. And he's going to make another shot with his Blade Blaster. What do we reckon?
Oh, nat 20. Damn it.
Double 4.
I was going to say, would he aim?
You said
If he's
not
not
20,
moving,
yeah?
would he aim?
Say again?
If he didn't move, if he was just taking
Oh, yeah,
another,
I did the aim.
another
Yep.
shot.
I did the
All
aim.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Upshifted. The
just
skill
rolled
dice went
that
from a D2
badly.
to a D4.
Ah.
Yeah.
Just
on
the
plus
D20
side,
roll was not the best.
If I'd rolled really well on the D20 roll, that would have been a critical. Because he got the 4
Mm-hmm.
on the D4.
Could have been big,
I just don't roll very well.
but it's okay. It's okay. We have time.
It will happen, guys. It will happen. I'm sure it will. Somebody will hit something. Peter has hit him once. And that does bring us back to Peter.
Indeed. Could I jump towards him?
Let's get it. Get him.
Let's jump towards him. What do I have to roll?
If you're doing a running jump, it will be athletics. You need to move 10 foot before you do the jump. To
Which
consider it as a
in the
running
direction
jump.
would be 20 feet.
What about just a standing jump?
Standing jump, the difficulty is a little bit higher. I just need to double check. I want to say it may be 10. It is 10.
Okay. I can run through the terrain still, can't I?
Yeah,
You
you
can
just
run through it, it'll
use
just
up
take
20 feet
more
of movement
movement.
to get 10 feet.
Cool. I'll do like 10-foot Sorry, my character sheet is in my bloody way. Thank you. 10-foot run, and then I'll jump. So it is an athletics check, you said, yes?
It is indeed.
And difficulty on this one will be?
10. No, you've run 5.
5.
Good enough! Unfortunately, that's only, 3 feet?
5 foot,
Yeah.
technically.
Well, that sucks.
I mean, you were.
Take a little hop.
There's lots of ropes and stuff around that.
Yeah,
Marquee,
you've run
probably,
through the
you know,
tent.
maybe
You've
one
got a
caught
little
you.
distracted.
The
I got
back of
caught
the
on the
canvas
top of the
hit
tent.
you. Yeah.
Push.
You jump onto the tent and they just fall through it.
And you do a little bit of a jump,
Awesome.
but maybe like your foot gets caught on something as you do, and it just doesn't. You don't clear quite as far as you intended. It happens.
Guys, I think my legs are busted.
I think my legs are busted.
How do I
Words
activate
to
the jetpack mode?
help by.
Hugh, how do I do that jumpy thing? It didn't work.
How do I fly?
I don't think we can.
It's in the knees, dude. Use your knees.
See, I was
Prepare
jumping from
and
the
then
toes. That
lift.
was the problem.
We've been through this. Good toes, naughty toes. Not naughty toes. Jump from your knees. Yeah.
I can't get any closer to him, so I will shoot him again.
Unfortunately, you are now inside the pig dome.
You
The
are,
pig box.
So you have a downshift.
Oh, I do. So that'll just put me on a flat roll, won't it?
So
Rather than
you're already rolling just your
2.
base dice. So I actually think that may be an automatic failure.
No, because remember, he has targeting. So
Oh,
he
you
has
do have
targeting, so it
targeting,
would go
yes.
from a D2 to
Right,
flat.
we're going to
Yeah,
remember that this time. You go just to a flat roll, but
So
it's not with snag because you are trained in it.
0.
So just the D20.
Mhm.
No.
Pudgy Pig says
We're gonna
no.
miss.
I mean, you do
Yeah, that's
shoot
definitely
at
a no.
Pudgy Pig, and it just catches the side of his helmet and sort of glances off into the ground where it leaves a scorch mark in the dirt. Pudgy doesn't even seem
He's
to
too
have noticed
focused on
it.
eating trash.
Yeah. And he's already still trying to shove more trash in his mouth that he already had in one hand, where he came running from the other bin. He's discarded the food that Q tainted with the hot sauce, but it's all good.
Tainted.
Poisoned. But that will be Cow's turn.
All right.
Let's swing down to see where
well,
Cow is.
Let's see. I'm just, chilling back here with a farmer, man.
It's okay, Farmer Storage. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna get your pig back.
Why didn't you call him Suitical? Because then he could have been pharmaceutical.
Oh, sorry, someone's at my door. 2 seconds.
It's okay. We'll wait. Yeah, I'm just
I'm not
gonna
talking
use
to
my
you
movement and then
anymore.
my three free actions to get right there. Hut.
Okay.
And aiming would give an upshift, right?
Aiming
If
would,
but I don't have any free actions.
and you can't do it
Yeah,
if
so
you've
I'm just
moved.
gonna. Yep. Okay, so I'm just gonna get here, and hopefully join combat next time.
Okay.
I'm storing up all this rage, all
the
this
aggression.
anger.
He's like, it's gonna happen.
You can't just disrupt the festival like this. And you took the body of an innocent prize-winning pig.
Poor
It
Cupcake.
disgusts me.
Cupcake
Yes.
was innocent. He was just sitting there
I
doing his thing.
promised the farmer I would save Cupcake, and that's what I'm going to do.
He's still got the ribbon.
Not that I know
on
how
his
I would
ear.
do that.
Um,
Yeah, you didn't earn that. That's not your ribbon. You jerk. I was going to say something much worse.
Well censored, I'm proud.
I very am. Yes.
Did it begin with this?
It is now Q's turn. Our Red Ranger.
Okay. In which case, Q would like to reset his initiative, because that's a thing you can do in this
It is a
second
thing
round.
you can do in this. So, do you want to explain it, or should I explain it?
I'm happy to explain it.
Go
So,
for it.
in the Essence 20 system, you can do, he says, as he magically moves his iPad, you can, after the first round of combat has taken place, combatants can choose to try and reset their initiative in lieu of their move action. Instead of taking their move, they roll a new initiative skill check. If the result is higher than their current place in the initiative order, it becomes a combatant's new place in the initiative order on the following turn. And that's it.
Fantastic.
So I will now re-roll my initiative
Roll that dice.
and see what. I'm actually going to put difficulty 0 in because I don't like it telling me that I've failed.
It's kind of mean, isn't it?
Well, I'm higher up than I was. Not by much, but I'll take it. Thank you.
No worries. Oh no, that was
I mean,
Cal.
look.
That is.
Yeah,
cute.
don't give me that. I don't deserve it.
Okay. That's your movement done then.
It is. As a sidebar question, can I use a free action to then move
Walk
one step
forward,
forward?
take a
movement.
step. I mean, you need two because you're moving in difficult terrain.
True, that's true.
And that's if it's even allowed in the first place.
I'm going to say yes. It's one thing I'm going to have to check with Brian, but I'm going to say yes because you decide during your move action. It doesn't say you decide during your movement, but you decide during your move action. No, because it adds 5 foot to whatever type of movement they are using during that term.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no.
And I'm not using movement, so no, that's fine. In which case, what Q will do is he will hit his communicator and he will ask Alpha, how do we save Cupcake? How do we defeat Pudgy without killing Cupcake? or defeating Cupcake? How do we save Cupcake? Well, how do we keep the cute pig alive whilst defeating the unfathomable monstrosity that we're currently facing?
You hear silence in response. There's no crackle of like a bad connection or anything. It just seems to be that he can't or isn't or won't respond at the moment. Little foreshadowing
He
there.
shakes his communicator and tries again. Guys, do we have to recharge these things?
Did it come with a special
I don't
cable?
think they have charging
Anything
ports.
about recharging?
Special cable. Has anybody got a battery pack? I need to. Or is it contactless? Can I hold it against my helmet?
What sort of cable would it have? Because let's face it, everything has to have its own cable.
Oh god. Because
It
it's
would be
because it's a
USB-P, I imagine.
yeah,
Because
because
of
it's a Power
thunder
Rangers thing.
range,
It'd
it's a
be
lightning
a
cable.
completely unique cable, unlike any one that's
Yeah.
commonly used. It'd be like Apple, basically. It's like you need
Yeah,
to
but
have the
every
branded
Rangers-
charger.
Every Ranger's connector would be a different shape.
Oh,
Like in Zeo. So the red one would be a star, the yellow one would be the two rectangles, like that keep the star.
And it turns out,
Sting.
if you just put your coin on like the bedside cabinet or something, and then put the watch on top of it, it actually charges contactlessly through the coin. The whole cable,
It's a power
yeah.
pad.
all the cables were unnecessary.
Do not swallow the coin at any time. Yeah. I was planning that as kind of like my action. So rather than attacking, that was what I was planning on doing with that.
Okay. It is Pudgy Pig, who a handful of food in like attached to the fork. He looks over at Q, who poisoned his food. We'll go with poisoned because it sounds better.
Sure.
And
A
he
little bit melodramatic, but okay.
it is a little bit melodramatic. I will agree with that. He
I don't know
is
if you got the
going
memo,
to-
but we're Power Rangers.
You are Power Rangers.
Melodrama is like our whole thing. That's what we do. We're all about it.
Let's roll some attacks, please. Yes. Using specialization, that is a yes. Skill shift, no change. Difficulty, that is a 20, I do believe, for Peter's toughness. Not Peter's toughness, for Q's toughness.
I was gonna
My
say,
toughness is 20.
Fantastic. Pudgy is going to move just a little
Yo.
bit closer. And
Do us a favor and continue to roll bad.
I do
Roll
tend to
back,
have
please.
a
I believe every time you've swung at Quinn, you've hit him somehow, and I'm not
Yeah.
with it.
I honestly I don't understand it. I roll generally pretty awful. Let's have a look and see.
It's Red
Nope.
Ranger bias.
Oh,
There we
thank
go.
Christ.
There we go. He steps just a little bit closer, and then he doesn't use the knife and fork in either hand. He actually kicks out at Q. Hits him. These tiny little trotters. Hits him like square in the chest, and Q does not even move. I like that. That you just look
Really?
down like.
I just had this cleaned.
Q gets like a perfect counter off. It's like a just guard in Smash Bros or something. Just like he flashes white.
Fantastic. That is then. It is Vic's turn, who is still going to shoot because he's a very careful Blue Ranger who doesn't want to get into the swing in and shoot the melee. He is going to aim, so he is going to get his upshift. We are going to try and hit something this time. Come on, Blue Ranger.
Yeah, Vic could hit. Yeah!
Ba-boom.
Vic lines up the shot and just pulls the trigger down. And as he does, the line of energy fires out from the Blade Blaster, strikes Pudgy Pig, and sort of knocks him to the side a little bit. His gladiator helmet just spinning just a little bit to partially obstruct his vision. And you can hear Vic shouting out through the communicator. It's just like, I did it!
Nice job, Vic. I'm pumping him up, getting him hype.
Everyone cheers. Woo!
Mm-hmm. I believe now it'd be Q again, because Q has
it is now
his
Q
new
again,
initiative.
Q is now 9 instead of 8.
Yo, you got the just guard off, and now you're in a perfect position to punish. Get him.
Yeah. Deflector. Yeah. I'm just gonna punch it, Chewie. Can you aim? Can you use aim for a physical attack rather than a targeted attack?
Just
Aim
aim
for ranged attacks.
Just like, I'm going to direct this punch right into his big snout. Get him. Like a shark.
I think because I've already got my Blade Blaster in my hand, having chopped the top off the hot sauce bottle, that I'm going to use my Blade Blaster as a melee attack.
Okay.
Question: does the Blade Blaster count as a power weapon?
I would assume so.
So, this is a funny subject, okay? Half
Alright.
of the Blade Blaster counts as a power weapon, and half of it doesn't.
The
bit that I'm using does not.
Is a power weapon.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So dumb.
It's it has been a point of contention a little bit in my own head, because like there's a few bits of maths that kind of go yeah, but yeah, it is the melee part of it is not, the shooty part of it is.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Okay.
double checking because the note that I've made for myself is not helping, and nor is the search function in this. It's
Wonderful.
finding all instances of the word power.
Oh no! There's a lot of that, man.
In
There
the Power
are one or
Rangers,
two
there is
instances
indeed.
of power.
I'm like
It mentions
99.
it more than
Now
two times.
I'm not sure. I'm having to look now as well, because that bit, I'm not going to lie, it does.
Found it.
Have I got it the wrong way around?
No. What I would like to do is I would like to plow a PowerPoint into this attack.
The gun
which I can
isn't.
do, the Red Ranger can do.
The gun
Right.
isn't. The blade is. I got it the wrong way around.
Okay, that works.
I searched it up
The
and
gun-
I found.
The
I
thing
found
that
Brian's bit. Yeah.
so the part of the Blade Blaster that fires the grid energy as a thing, not power weapon. The stabby bit that could be any random stabby object, power weapon. Got it.
It works in my favor, so I don't mind.
Right. Cool. Got it.
Anyway, so what I would like to do with the stabby bit is I would like to use a personal power point to add a point of damage if successful. But it does. I don't know if I have to say that and it uses it regardless of the attack, because all it says in the book is blah blah blah. You can, when making any form of melee attack while morphed, spend one personal power to add a number of bonus damage to the attack if successful. So does that mean I can roll it first, and if it's successful, then power it, or that I power it and then? If
I believe
miss,
I have a
it's
similar ability to that. My grid power strike. Yeah. No, you have to declare it before you roll, because if it
Okay.
fails, it does nothing.
It's burn. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It's power strike. So yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
just a
Then
different
I'm
power
spending
strike.
one of my sexy PowerPoint tokens. No specialization, skill shift, no difficulty, please. 15.
15. Yep.
Come on. You got this.
Normal attack. I think it's a normal attack. Yep.
No,
So I've
that's-
got that.
It's a crit.
Critical hit.
Ugh.
So
King shit. Get him.
that is nice. You have choices. You can double your initial damage, not all of the damage, just your initial damage, or you can use an alternate effect, which I think is maneuver on your sword, or turn it into the whip sword. But that does do the same amount of damage.
No, he's using the blade blaster.
No, this
Oh, the
isn't even
blade blaster.
his
Yes,
whip sword.
sorry,
This is just the blade
brain
blaster.
wandered away.
No.
There is no alternate effects. Everybody ignore that. Blah blah blah. Rewind. So that would be a total of 3 damage.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Red
That
Ranger
hurts
goes.
in
Which
this
is a
system.
Very powerful
Red
blow
Ranger
in this
guys.
system.
That would kill me outright.
This is why I have a Red Ranger bias. It's
Red
because
Ranger
I'm very
bias.
dangerous with the pointing thing.
Red Ranger bias. As
They never don't succeed.
Q, do me a favor. Back away 5 feet.
he wants his, it's like let me just
Q, stop being cool.
And I want my solo strike.
Can you move that far? If you're like 5 feet short, I am
Uh,
gonna laugh just for the record.
In difficult terrain, he's 15 foot away from me, I do believe.
5, 10 to more like 30. If each
20,
square
30 feet away.
Oh, no, he moved. Okay, no, I can't reach him yet. Never mind.
if each square is 10 instead of 5.
It'd be 30 foot.
So you could get close enough to like hit him, but you can't get past him like to do your fucking dash through.
I don't need to do my dash through. If I can get to literally...
If you have 30 feet of movement, you can get to him.
You can.
Yeah, cool. I'm good then.
But as Pudgy takes
to hit.
this hit from the Red Ranger, you do see him knocked backwards a couple of foot. He stumbles, and you can tell that he is wounded. He's not long for this fight. Peter.
Yeah,
And
3
that-
damage. That's insane.
Peter will move in. I can't use my solo strike. I can use my power strike, so I'm going to use 2 power points and throw it in. And I will use my blade blaster as a melee attack. And because it is a power weapon, I get specialization. Yeah.
Come on.
Difficulty 15.
Kill him. Kill him. Get him.
I don't get edge or anything. It's just normal. Boom.
God, how is that a?
It's
How is
not.
that a
It's
crit?
because of the
Three.
2. It's because of the 2.
There's
Yeah.
a 2 in the mix. So
Yeah,
it
so
called
when
it
you
a
roll
crit.
with a specialization,
Specialization.
yeah, here's the fun thing about specializations. You roll, so hypothetically, you've got a D8. You roll with a specialization, so you roll a D2, D4, D6, and D8. You roll a 7 on the D8, and you roll a 6 on the D6. You take the 7 because it's the highest roll, but because you crit
But
on
it's
the D6,
also a crit.
as long as you hit still,
Okay.
it is still a crit. Specializations
Fantastic.
rock.
Nice.
Specializations rock.
Nice.
So that would mean I would do 3 damage.
You would do 1 damage from your base. You did 2 power points,
2 power points. Yep.
so that's 3. So that's 4
That's
damage.
3.
Oh no, you didn't get
No,
a crit.
because the
Yeah,
crit does-
3 damage.
Because it's a
Yeah, I
D2.
didn't get a crit.
I really need Roll20 to stop this, because even after I just explained that, I still looked at the green and went, critical hit. Please Roll20. If anybody's watching this, please.
Fix the
Good, we
D2.
promise.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. Peter, you
So how's
defeat
the
Pudgy
pig doing?
How do you defeat Pudgy Pig? Paint me a word picture. It had one health
he's got-
left, for the record.
Oh, I didn't even need to use the power up.
Yeah, now you're down power points.
I've still got 1, and we can recharge. It's fine. The day will be over soon, and it'll be a new day, and they would have recharged. Pete will run in, and just nice and simple, he'll just take the blade blaster, pull out the blade mode, and just slash him across the front with it. And hope that somehow pops him open, and little cupcake just kind of appears inside.
Big cupcake.
Yeah, very big
Grande
cupcake.
cupcake. Cupcake grande.
You do. You defeat Pudgy Pig. There is a small explosion, mostly smoke, very little fire or anything else. A little bit of dirt sprays up. And as it clears, you see Pudgy Pig is gone. Cupcake is standing there, nose in the air, sniffing at the food that's in front of it, which it promptly starts tucking into. And a gladiator's helmet is left on the floor.
And that thing is huge, right?
I'll
Because
have
it was
that.
like on the.
It's large.
Because like
Yeah.
Pudgy Pig wasn't like a man.
No.
It wasn't like a man with a pig face. It was a giant pig head with like a gladiator hat on.
It's a
That thing is
pretty
huge.
big
That thing's an
helmet.
umbrella.
Yeah.
It's an
It's a pretty
umbrella
big
of a helmet.
Q, did you say you were going to pick it up?
Yep.
Roll me an alertness
This could be a
check.
bad idea.
Difficulty
Oh, no.
is
This is
Q
a bad
10.
turns into Pudgy Pig.
Difficulty 10.
Yep.
Checking that I've not got anything that will save my backside on this.
I like how everybody starts to panic. Have I done anything mean to you guys?
Oh, 17. Oh, yeah, 17.
Hell
You
yeah.
just did what I did, didn't you? It's like, yay, oh, no, stop it.
Crit!
Stop
no,
it.
not crit.
Yes, I will throw this out there because it was pointed out in chat. If you haven't already, there is on the community page on Roll20, there is a little section where they've got a link to a portal, and you can kind of vote on things that you want changed. If you haven't done so, please go vote on getting critical successes fixed. Hopefully it will get it done a little bit quicker. And while you're there, also vote on a Zord sheet. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat.
Fix Zords.
Yeah. Please.
Make Zords not crap.
Please get us a Zord sheet. As Q turns over the helmet, he finds inside of it is a little etched symbol that he catches that just says, it doesn't say, sorry, it looks like a moon eclipsing a sun, and the moon itself has like clock hands.
Ooh.
I like Michael's face now because
So-
he's like, what?
It's a circle on a circle, and one of the circles is a clock.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. What do you think it is?
Well, I don't want to say it like
That's a good thing to do.
like out loud. If I say no, I can't even mention a name.
Nope. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Put that metagaming pigeon
Yeah.
away.
Well, I'm just trying to think Power Rangers, isn't it? Like the symbol is like
It's just that.
yeah, I'm thinking,
Q goes, we should take this back to wherever it is that we go to and get this checked out.
Did he
That's
tell us
about-
about? He told us about the turtle, right? He
Or
told
in
us
the
about
turtle.
the extra dimensional turtle. So yeah, take it
Yeah.
back to the turtle.
Tor, the shuttle Zord, because it has a cool name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep calling it the extra dimensional turtle. All right, let's get it back to
Doesn't
the
want a
shuttle
name
Zord.
drop.
Matt, when you see that message, just
Can
say yes or
we-
no.
I'll check it in a moment.
Cool.
How are you?
So do
getting
we have a way
tour the
to
shuttle
to
Zord?
warp?
Let's try and call Alpha again.
Yeah.
Who's calling
Yeah,
out?
Peter will try and call Alpha. Like Alpha,
Al-
come in, Alpha. You there?
Alpha requesting transport to the shuttle Zord.
Beam us up.
There's silence. There's no response at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Alpha. Hello.
Yeah, I had this earlier. I just thought it was mine.
This is. Do you think he's in trouble?
Do you think maybe these things have like a return to sender function?
Emergency backup teleporter.
Make me a.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna make me a technology check, and I'm gonna roll one for Vic as well because
Can
he is
Vic
our
do
Blue
it?
Ranger.
Yeah.
Yep, he is our Blue Ranger. We're gonna roll technology for Vic, and because he's our Blue Ranger
Difficulty?
and he has a role perk called Eureka, he is gonna be able to do it with an edge.
Is that? Do you want all of us to do it, or just?
Anybody who wants to try and work out the watch.
Well, this is going to be real bad for me. Is there a difficulty for it?
There is. We're going to say the difficulty is 15.
Well, it's good to know that 2 people got it. So,
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
nothing on me.
I hadn't
Yeah, I
seen the
rolled a
dice roll
9.
yet. I was looking into the chat. So I'm just going to throw this out there verbally as opposed to typing it. Essentially, roll 20. That you don't crit on a D2 on the skill dice. You crit on a D4 or higher. However, roll 20's coding is including the D2 result as a crit if it is a 2. It isn't. But there's not really anything we can do on our side, so we just need to keep checking and remembering that it isn't a critical success, even though we might want it to be.
Yep.
Vic and Q kind of flicking through the touchscreen of this very smart-looking watch, one may even call it a smartwatch, managed to find a menu that allows them to return to the point that they were teleported from last.
All right.
would that have been Tor? Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been Tor.
I
That
like
would
how
have
you're
been
doing
our
the
shuttle
maths now.
Zord.
It's like,
Yeah, where were we?
Trying to
There we
remember
go.
if we got teleported anywhere else, but we didn't. We came from Tor, and then we went home, and then we came to this park, and there was no teleporting in between. So
fantastic.
So
let's,
we'll like look over to the others. How did you do that?
yeah, give us the tutorial.
Press and hold.
All right.
Then click on the little lightning bolt.
Right.
Then swipe across until you get to like the sparkles in a
No, we're past
cylinder.
it.
All right.
that
Cool.
one.
Found it.
All right.
And then there should be a number of symbols grayed out, and then there's one that looks like a turtle with a very long neck. Click on that one.
Yeah, got it.
Extra dimensional turtle. Awesome. Okay, we ready?
All right. Thunder Zords.
Is that worth a story
roll
point,
out.
You know what? That is worth a story point. That is worth a story point. Although, I'm just going to throw it out there. You now have 9. Remember, you don't keep them at the end of the session.
I know.
You kept them last
It's
session.
not like
because
we've
it
been
kind
rolling
of-
crits.
No. You've rolled a few fumbles, though.
It's not like we've been rolling fail.
No, this
We
is
have,
true.
but like it's not on important
No.
things.
There are other options for the story points, though. You can increase your defense for an attack. You can give yourself... You can treat a skill as if you are specialised. You can regain...
And I'd be more than happy to do those things, but
Yeah, that's fair.
we're in a situation where we just keep getting them and just we don't use them.
It pretty much is that, yeah.
Nobody wants it. We're being too polite in using them. Anyway, so
I'm
turtle
about to
button.
use story points for everything.
You find yourself beamed back to that same cold, dark space. The only light...
We really need to get some lighting in here.
Yep.
Yeah, we really need to sort out the feng shui in here, dude. It's all off.
Like if this is going to be our base for this foreseeable future, we should probably, I don't know, at least get a table and some chairs in here. Something.
Hey, Cal, I'm thinking like games console over there, far right corner.
Yeah, I can see that. Good plan.
Guys,
Nice comfy sofa over there.
Come on.
Sorry, Q. Jay,
Right.
yeah, Cube. Yep, that was right. First
I
of all.
love how you said you said the character name first, and then you immediately were like, "Wait, no, real names."
Q, J, Q, J.
That's what happens when
day.
you.
One day I'll get the hang of it.
This is what happens when your real nickname is a letter, and then you make a character whose nickname is also a letter.
A letter, yes.
Michael,
I thought it would be easy. Apparently not.
no.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
You
Secret alive.
as you talk about all these different objects, a table does pop up out of the floor. A chair does appear next
What?
to it. There's no game console, but one
Lamp?
of the yep, a lamp turns on. The whole room is bathed suddenly in light.
Huh.
I thought it'd be bigger.
I mean, when you hear the term extra dimensional space, you usually like think of it as an entire dimension, but really it's up to whatever space it is, whether it's big enough or not.
I suppose the more we fill it up, the bigger it will get.
Well, let's not fill it with junk.
I promise
Q
nothing.
taps Alpha on his dome. Alpha. Tap, 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 tap.
The red lights
You home?
that you normally see moving, flickering on the sort of faceplate of Alpha are absent. And as you tap on his head, almost like the first time you met him, his head just drops down slightly in response.
Oh god, that's not good. Hey Vic,
Maybe
can you come and take a look at Alpha? I think there's something wrong with him.
Q kind of lifts his chin slightly as if talking to an imaginary computer and goes, alternative power supply for Alpha. Strawberry milkshake.
Strawberry milkshake.
Let's have a look. I'm just rolling a dice.
Negative on the strawberry milkshake.
No food or drink appear, but you do see that a whole array of equipment does sort of slide out of a wall. Tools, diagnostic equipment you've never seen before. And Vic, I'm going to treat that as an upshift, and let's see. That is still a failure. Vic starts using the equipment to try and get some sort of sense out of what is going on. He manages to find a panel that unscrews. He can see a significant amount of moving parts, different coloured cables. Some even seem to be pulsing with light or energy. But as smart as Vic is, it's all alien to him.
Could
Can
I
he
assist him?
Do you have technology?
I do, and I also have my teacher perk.
You do indeed.
Now, I'm wondering if I can stack this. Could I also use a story point to roll as if I had specialization so that I give 2 additional edges?
I will say
Or do I have to have the
no, because
specialisation?
it's a roll as if you have
Okay.
specialization, and you don't make a roll as part of your lending
Right, okay.
assistance. But I will say the 2 of you can provide assistance, so we can do
Okay.
2 upshifts.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, so me and Q will provide assistance.
Let's have a look.
Peter has a little tech knowledge, but not a lot.
We are going to using specialization.
I will provide
because he has
emotional support.
specialisation. It is 1.
Does he
2,
have a specialization?
He does indeed.
Can he spend one of our story points? Oh no, he doesn't need to because he's already got it. Ignore me.
Don't do a me. Don't do a me. You explain it. You make sense, and then you just like step back a few moments. It's
And then
like
you undermine
ignore
yourself.
everything you just said. Let's have a look, guys, and see. He does roll with an edge. Wow.
The Jesus.
Okay.
Damn.
Help manual.
While
Emergency support hologram.
There is something I can do, but I
F1.
don't know if it works in this context.
oh god, I'm
Because-
scared.
Control.
No, because just because of my origins and stuff, I do have like the I know a guy perk, but it's just like I can't think of a reasonable story explanation for it's like, look, I know a lot of people, but one that can help us repair a completely alien android, like that's a little. Like I'm willing to attempt it if I can swing it, but like it's a hard sell.
You have to roll a check, don't you, to see whether or not you can
I
find
do.
somebody.
Yeah.
Go
A
ahead and-
difficulty 12 persuasion
Go
skill
ahead
check.
and make
Find
the
Nick.
roll, because this could actually be kind
There
of
is a power-
interesting.
Well, there is a Power Ranger tech class, so you could always call the teacher. There's also people
Diff
like
12
companies out there that have
persuasion.
tried to figure out what grid tech does.
And can I now use a story point to give myself specialization in this?
To treat it as if you're specialised,
Do
you
it.
can indeed.
Yes. I would like to do that. Like, we got to keep track of how many story points we just used. I think it was 3.
No, we
No.
used 2. Q use 1, you use 1.
No skill shift. Difficulty.
I didn't
12.
use one in the end.
It's 8 because it was just the one from
Mhm.
8,
that
yeah.
that Cal is using.
All right. And
Oh, I thought you used
normal. Well, there we go.
Yay! You do know a guy.
It's like,
do know
hey,
a guy.
if we're working with alien technology, I think I know a guy.
Wait, you're shitting me.
Hard jump cut.
Very hard jump cut, and a little bit of a lore dump as well at the same point. So just bear with me a second. Cal doesn't go to UCAG like a couple of you do, but he does work at the various youth centres. He spends some time in the juice bar, both on campus and at the normal juice bar, or the original juice bar. And in all of his time bouncing back and forth between the different places, he meets a lot of people. One of those people he has met is actually one of the few aliens who have come to Angel Grove to find refuge. It is...
No, I think I know who this is going to be, and this is just going to be ridiculous.
No, I can't see how that... I mean, like... I don't see it being, who do you think it is?
I think it's going to be Clancy.
Look, I can't be Clancy because the last session I
That would be
didn't know
hilarious.
Clancy.
That
I
would
was
be hilarious.
terrified by
though.
Clancy
Clancy's just like in disguise. He changes his form.
because that was the
Yeah.
first time I met Clancy.
You
God, terrifying.
have a phone. The question is, how are you going to get help for the robot? What's your plan? Are you going to bring them back here? Are you going to go to them?
When we hit the return function, did the helmet come with us? Because Q
I'm
would
gonna
like
say
taken the
yes.
helmet.
It's
In
just-
that case,
it's just on the floor.
I want to try use the return. I want to try use the return function so we can like get teleported back to that park. But I'm gonna take Alpha with me.
Oh no.
Presumably as Power Rangers.
As the Power Rangers, yes. Because Cal is a friendly face around Angel Grove. Cal does not need people asking questions like, "Where did you get this robot?"
That's a good
How is
question.
Cal going to talk to his friend? If he's a Power Ranger, he can't let his friend know that it's Cal, but he needs him to see the robot. But he's
Well,
going
look,
to
that's what if I have you two as Power Rangers carrying the robot, and I dip into a tent and unmorph, I can be like, "Hey, Rangers, do you need help? I think I know someone who can help." You'd be like, "Hey, these are the Power Rangers, and they need help with their robot friend."
Hello, citizen. Thank you.
It sounds so crazy when you
GM
say it
question.
like that. GM question, GM answer, 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
fuck.
hang on. Teleporting away from Tor, if we asked the eponymous computer to teleport us to a certain place, could it send us there? Or so do we need Alpha to set our destination other than just where we've been previously? That's the question.
I will say, ordinarily you would need Alpha. Without Alpha, you kind of you're figuring out the abilities of the watch. I would say another tech roll, but this is going to be a difficulty 12.
Right.
No.
Let's get it. Get him, Vic.
Skill shift. No. Difficulty.
If he can use a story point to get a skill shift on that.
Edge.
Oh,
Well,
damn.
Yeah, he doesn't need my help either. Yeah.
That's
I did
dude.
predict
They both
it.
got it. Peter and
Fantastic.
Vic both immediately figure this out.
The two who figured out how to return in the first place quite quickly put their heads together and figure
That's
out.
not true.
Oh no, Peter. For some reason,
That's a
I saw it
lie.
as Jay. I'm not sure why I saw it as Jay. It's been a long week,
I
everybody.
started the
I
roll and then
apologise.
didn't. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, make the roll just because I want to see if you do make it.
Oh, okay. Here we
Okay.
go. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Let's get it.
I'm curious.
Fucking snag
Ready
roll.
for the
Here we
drum
go. No.
Didn't
I
I?
rolled the exact same thing I rolled last time.
Was it really?
A 10 and a 6. A 10 and a 6.
You'll get there.
In technology? No, I won't.
No. Peter.
I'm just-
Oh, go on.
I've been distracted with photos.
You're
I've
just
just been
looking through the
distracted
watch.
with
He's like,
photos.
wow. Did you know these?
Q has
like,
figured out. Q has figured out how to run Doom on it.
There's a calendar entry from like 10 years ago. You have to go to the dentist.
Who has to go to the dentist?
That's
Does it
you.
tell
That's
me?
your calendar.
Oh, it
when you
knows my entire past.
When you brought it home, the watch
It
did a
synced
fucking
with
cloud
everything.
sync with all
Yeah.
of your devices.
It's very helpful, this watch. I will say, no, you don't know whose watch it is, but it does have a red stripe through the band. Because it is the Red Power Rangers watch. But Peter and Vic put their heads together and are able to figure out enough of the functions of the watch to allow them to pick where they are going to teleport to.
Hey guys, I think we figured this out. So you know the little cylinder with the sparklies in it. If you
Right.
go
Yeah.
2 swipes to the right past that, and then
Okay.
scroll down to, there's an option that just says like that long. You can put coordinates in. We can teleport other places.
Nice. As long as we know the latitude and longitude of the place we're going.
So, Q,
We have a
Q goes,
computer. We have phones.
I know how to do this. And he pulls out his phone and he goes on to
Google Maps. Google Maps.
Yeah, Google Maps.
Google.
My head immediately went to Lugal. Yeah.
And then he where are we going? Where's this
All
guy
right,
you
we're
know?
gonna hit up this. I show him my phone. Like we're going to this location. Should be around here. Should be able to find him.
So just for the chat, this is how we know this isn't scripted in any way, shape, or form, because we don't have a science lab to go to, because I had no idea that they were going to do this or that this role was going to succeed. But we do have something that I'm going to use instead, because it kind of works in that the alien in
Cool.
question is working at UCAG. He's doing a bit of an engineering class. And with the celebration going on, the festival and everything, the campus is pretty dead. So when a couple of Power Rangers show up to the place that they're going to show up to, as I drop them on the map very quickly, Is Cal still morphed at the moment?
Should be. I mean, I don't want to teleport back down as myself. That wouldn't help in keeping my identity.
No.
See, I'm going to morph back down as yellow.
That is a good point. One I was hoping you was going to say, because that does make the most sense.
The worst kept secret in the world. Eric Callahan is the yellow Power Ranger because he keeps teleporting places without his suit.
Anybody know? And we're going to pop this token down as well. And you teleport to, drumroll please. You teleport to the UCAG football field. Because, guys, I did get bored and I made an entire football field.
Nice.
I purely forgot to put my helmet
So,
on last time. And
Is it the Rangers that
I
play
feel
here
that
or
this
the
is-
Rangers?
It's the
I think
Rangers.
it's all the Rangers.
The
And
Rangers are currently in an off season, but the other Rangers currently have the fields.
Yeah. Only when the other Rangers are still also not practicing. Yeah.
Yes, makes sense. Makes sense.
I will say that thanks to spoilers in the Renegade Discord chat, we now do have access, some of us have access, to a map of Angel Grove, which I was going to show. But in kind of honouring Brian, I think it's only appropriate we show that picture instead.
Could you just hold that up a little bit higher towards where your head is?
Sorry, was it not quite?
Fantastic.
Is that it? No, we
Fantastic.
have to wait for my stream to. There we go.
I feel like when it comes to the thumbnail for
assured,
this
anyone in
episode,
chat.
yeah, when it
just gonna
comes
be
to
that.
picking the
The best
thumbnail for the
HD map
episode,
you've ever
it is
seen.
going to be redacted.
Rest assured, chat. We can all see the map, but for you guys, it's just that.
It's just redacted. I love that. Sorry.
You need special contact lenses in. Yeah, sorry. Brian, that's because you're on a holiday. Yeah.
Yeah. How dare you? So you find yourself
Anywho,
on the football
Yeah.
field at UCAG, the UCAG Rangers football team's field. There's some balls scattered around where they've been left, but there's nobody in sight.
Gotta clean after themselves, man. Keep telling them this. Can't leave it to the janitors. They already
can't
work so
have
hard.
Loose balls flopping around all over the place. That's just bad form.
It's just not right, is it?
Mm-mm.
Do themselves a mischief.
Peter's just very quickly going to pick up a ball.
You're about to do what I was going to do.
Score a
And
field
just-
goal.
Just see how far he can throw it.
That would be
Like,
an
well, more-
athletics
What should be
check.
is it athletics? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I was going to throw out my mic, but push athletics.
I mean, if you like toss the ball up in the air and then punch it rather than like throwing it, you could probably swing a might roll.
Yeah, American football, not my sports.
Apparently not Peter's
Yeah, mine
either.
neither. Apparently, I am going to do what Cal suggested. I'm going to throw the ball in the air.
I want this to be a fumble,
And that's
just for reasons. Oh,
Critical success.
That's
that one's
really
actually
disappointing.
because it was the D4.
that's really disappointed. I wanted it to be a
Ball.
fumble because I was just
Just
going to have. In fact, actually, this works on a critical success as well because Peter does throw the ball
The
up
ball.
and he goes to punch it, and as he goes to punch it, he uses all of his might. See what I did there? And he puts his entire hand through the football.
Threw the ball.
Yeah. You just hear like the hiss of air as it slowly starts to deflate, and it's just like hanging from Peter's wrist.
God damn it!
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but you should probably reimburse the school.
just, just pulls out of that. Like suddenly, the armor just opens up a little bit. He just pulls out his wallet, sticks $20 on the floor, and pops it back in.
On the fun side, the football does have the UCAG logo, and it does just say Rangers around the logo.
Peter's gonna keep his broken ball because you just paid for it. So.
Too many comments. Too many comments. Too many comments.
It's not how purchasing goes either. Just for the records, okay.
You break it, you buy it. Like
He's
it's
a
rule.
teenager. He doesn't know this. So,
Guys.
Cal,
Yeah, I got right.
did your friend hang out here or?
He should
Somewhere
be around here.
Or-
Give me a second. I'm gonna like dip into I'm gonna like go to like the changing rooms. Like I'm gonna like check out, make sure no one's here. Go into a stall, make sure that there's like no cameras or anything. I'm gonna power down. I'm gonna come back out, and I'm gonna like whip out my phone and like I'm gonna like call this guy.
So, oh my
Can
God,
I call
the
this guy?
Power Rangers.
How did you get here?
Whoa, this is crazy. You guys are awesome. Hey, is your robot friend okay? Do you need help fixing him? Here, hold on. I know someone who can help fix this.
Thank you, kind citizen.
Yes, we need some help.
You guys,
I keep forgetting that nobody can see my eyebrows when I've got this on.
are they going up and down?
Everything happens through my eyebrows.
You just did a thing, didn't you? And you were like, "Why is nobody
Yeah.
reacting?" Oh wait.
Fantastic. We are going to have a very quick 10-minute break. Everybody can get a drink, do whatever they need to do. Hang around, everybody. We'll be back soon, and you get to listen to some awesome music until we are. Hello, everybody. We are back.
Go Thunder Rangers.
Go Thunder Rangers. If only we had music
That's us.
that worked for. You can just put anything in there, can't you?
Pretty much, and that's what I do all day, every day.
Well, we all
Just sing the Power Rangers theme song to yourself with random words.
When
yeah, seriously.
When you sent the audio clip through for the song, I was kind of like listening to it and just throwing in lyrics every now and again where that in my head they fit. Yeah, Thunder Ranger popped up quite a lot because it's only 3 syllables. So as soon as you get like, yeah, I don't do music very well, but we are on the UCAG field. Cal has unmorphed, morphed back, and made a phone call to his friend who teaches one of the classes at UCAG. Fortunately for Cal, who knows a guy, he was actually on campus working on some bits and pieces, and he does come down to meet you. I don't have a token for him because I can't draw that quickly, but I am going to draw one at some point, unless somebody else hears the description, realises what he looks like, and goes with it. But a figure roughly 5.5 foot tall walks onto the field out of the tunnel leading down to the changing rooms. Its skin is white. It wears a black top that very much contrasts with the skin that you can see, like shirt sleeves rolled up to the elbow. He does have a apron across his chest that holds various screwdrivers and bits and pieces. There's a wrench tucked into one pocket. You see a hammer hanging down from a loop attached to his jeans. His ears are quite long and pointed up towards the top. His face
fucking Nosferatu.
seems to have a beard design.
I know who it is.
And he's wearing a pair of glasses perched just on the almost like canine sort of snout. He walks up to Cal, looking over at the Power Rangers in surprise, and sort of looking at the robot, looking at the Power Rangers, looking at Cal. Shakes his head, ignores the question in his mind, and just says, "You called?"
Yeah, thanks for getting out here so fast. What's this guy's name?
His
Like,
name.
DM DeClaire. Who is
his name?
I need a name.
His Earth name is going to be Peter, because he's taken on a name more in fitting with the local culture.
His Earth name, yeah. His
Earth name is going to be Peter.
Hey, Peter, thanks for coming down. This means a lot. Listen, I was here cleaning up after the football team. They leave stuff out of here, and it's not fair to the janitors. So I was like doing my part, helping out, getting these balls all tucked away and stuff. And I ran into these guys, Power Rangers. Which is insane, but they look like they needed help with that robot they're carrying. And like, you're the man I know who knows strange technology and stuff.
He looks over at the robot and again just sort of like bounces back towards the Power Rangers at Cal. Power Rangers robot Cal shakes his head again, just like I'm not. Walks over and crouches down so that he can examine the robot. He opens the same hatch that Vic had done, pulls out a few tools. Some of them look like they've come from Earth. Your average screwdriver, a socket wrench. There's another tool that has a screen on it that does not at all look like anything you've ever seen before. But he does find an attachment point somewhere inside of Alpha, and he does connect a lead from that screen to the robot. And you hear him sort of just muttering to himself, yep,
While he is while he is doing that, I'm gonna get back to my now task, which is making sure that my cover story isn't just bullshit. So I am gonna clean up this field.
Just go around picking up footballs.
Yeah, as a citizen helping the Power Rangers, my job is done. So I would like it'd be more suspicious if I just stuck around. Like it could be passed off as like I wanted to like spend more time with the Power Rangers, but like I'm gonna stick to my cover because like I've helped. Cal has helped, and now he is going to continue helping where he is needed. And in this case, it is picking up footballs.
Thank you for your time, citizen.
No problem, Rangers. I hope everything goes good for you.
And your
2 thumbs
robot
up.
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 thumbs up
again.
and like a cheesy wink.
I want to
Q
say
is
that
still
Pete
unsure
said-
about.
Red first.
You go first. Then
Red
I'll go.
first.
Oh, right. Red bias.
Yeah,
I'll go
follow
first.
the red bias.
Yeah, Q is still unsure about whether his voice gets masked or not, so he goes back into his
Bale impression.
Mill. Yeah. Thank you, kind person.
Yeah, I want to say that Pete and Vic are like intently like watching what like Peter is like doing like tech wise. Like, oh, okay, that's how you do that. Oh, okay, that goes there. Oh, okay, cool. All right, I see what you're doing.
You do see like Vicky's basically standing behind Peter the alien, and he's kind of like peering over his shoulder, looking at the screen, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, It takes a few minutes of running diagnostics, of checking connections, and finally, Peter the alien. I feel I have to keep distinguishing between the two. Peter the alien does push a button on the screen, like a touch button. He reaches in and you can hear a click as something that had come loose is reconnected. And you see the lights on Alpha's head just suddenly pulse as power is restored. And he looks at the Rangers, and instantly you hear that cheerful Rangers, which has gone up a couple
Alpha.
of I want to say
Octaves.
octaves. It is octaves. Octaves
Thank
was
God.
the word that
It
came
was-
to mind, and I was like, wait, if
I was
this
so
is wrong.
worried. I was so worried about Alpha because when we first met him, he was not like the Alpha I remembered. I was like, this Alpha sounds like he's depressed. This Alpha's like
He sounds like
smoking
Marvin the Paranoid Android.
yeah, this Alpha's sitting at a bar, like listening to like songs of the past. He's singing Baka Mitai and like smoking a cigarette out of his robot face.
He's like drinking white wine and listening to power ballads.
Yeah.
All by myself.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
he's just sitting there like
For the past 10 years.
He's like, "Oh."
just like it's like hearing you actually do that Rangers thing. It's like, oh, he's back, the god.
He does look over at Peter the alien, and he kind of takes a step back, and it's just like, Finster? The alien does look over at Alpha, raises both hands, drops the diagnostics tool that he did have, and it's just like, no, same race, different family, fled the planet, found refuge.
Look, I know the guy, but like, don't put us in the same.
He does. He just kind of like he takes
Don't
a
shoot
step
me,
back.
I just know the guy.
Yeah, I just we're the same. We're the same person, not person. We're the same species.
Race.
I've seen
Same
him.
species.
We actually kicked him off the planet because his activities were getting a bit suspicious.
Yeah. Just know that our species as a whole disavows him.
Yeah, 100%. It's like we know he
don't want-
exists. We know he threw in with the bad guys, but we don't want anything to do with him. Yeah. I too am from Claydoyus. But no, I have nothing to do with him or his particular brand of horror.
I would assume that Peter is Pete's teacher.
One off.
Cool. So Pete's just gonna try and like avoid speaking to him at all, as to like not give away that it's him.
Are you not going to do your Christian Bale impression?
No.
All of the Power Rangers are just in here like, where's Rachel?
Where's her?
Thank you for fixing Alpha.
Fuck her.
Oh, I can't think of the name of the actor. The one who is it Taken? Who's like, I will find you. Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. How are you? I will find you and I will kill you.
And now, actually, I want to say Pete goes the other way because Q's doing Christian Bale. He does Bane. He's like, "Hello there."
Oh my god.
I love how the Rangers have basically just, where they've been watching films all their lives, as people do,
Too
they've
much
just taken
Batman.
on different voices from different media. And yeah. I kind of see Vic now doing kind of like a Q from Bond. Just old British guy. I can do old British
Cal
guy.
does not even bother.
Cal's just still walking around picking up footballs, and he's got like an arm full of footballs. He's yep.
I've probably gone and gotten like the ball bag, and like
Aw.
I'm putting like balls into it and like carrying it
You've
over
ruined
to
that
where it
image
has
for
to be
me.
like
just like
positive.
using the top to put balls into as he's just balancing it around. And Peter the alien does look across at the Rangers. He does kind of flick his gaze over at Cal as he's picking up the footballs, as if to say, "Oh well, I guess he's telling the truth." And then just looks over at Alpha and says, he looks like he's missed his last half a dozen or so scheduled maintenances. I'm not familiar with this particular type of robot, but I have some experience. I will put together a bit of a manual for you. And I mean, do you have like an email address? Funny thing, this email thing, you can send pictures and GIFs. Actually, no, let's take it back. GIFs, he says. You can send GIFs to people, and they're like animated images. And memes. Have you seen a meme?
I like to imagine that Michael has like an old like Yahoo email account that he's told no one about. That's like Green Ranger 86 at like yahoo.com.
Green Ranger 907.
And he's like, finally, the time has come for this to be useful.
I'm gonna roll with that and say that's a thing and just slide over a piece of paper.
It's like Green Ranger 97 at yahoo.com.
Secretly in his helmet, he's like just beaming at the fact he's finally got to use this email address for something.
And he doesn't have to worry about like giving it out to someone with like really like Power Ranger. All right, but it's just like he's the Green Ranger. It's him. That's his email.
Peter does look at the piece of paper with the email address on it. He's just like, oh, there were 906 former Green Rangers.
Yeah. Yes. Be surprised how many we get through.
I promise I won't send you any memes.
A few cat ones won't hurt.
Bro.
The combination of Bane voice and cat memes just killed me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Peter the alien does kind of tuck the piece of paper into his jeans pocket. He picks up all the tools and places them back in his apron where they've got different slots to go into, and looks over at the Power Rangers once more and just sort of, I know you're not the same Power Rangers as the ones, well, I'm presuming you're not the same Power Rangers as the ones fighting in space, because it's kind of very perplexing. Yes, of course. You're here, they're in space. Like, but if you do speak to them, just thank them for me, for saving me and for sending me here. And he picks up the last of his bits and walks back towards the tunnel he came out of, waving at Cow as he does. Just like, I'll be at the juice
Thanks,
bar
Peter.
on Tuesday if you fancy a drink.
Hell yeah!
See, now why does him saying thank the Rangers make me think that he is actually Finster?
No, it couldn't be. You're just being space racist. You're just being space racist, man.
Yeah.
Not everybody from Claydoyus looks the same, okay?
Not everyone from Claydoyus is Finster.
Claydoyus.
Come on now. Gotta
Well, no, just
be more
seems like
tolerant.
thanking them, innit? You know, released him from Rita's grasp.
All right.
Alpha does look
And,
over at the four of you, Vic included, looks over at Cow as if to say, Rangers, why is Cow unmorphed?
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! I worked so hard on this.
It's okay. He's saying it
Well, we kinda
quietly
had
to
to
the
take you-
Rangers next to him.
I'm gonna
We kinda had to
deposit
use
the ball
his-
bag. I'm gonna go back to the changing rooms, right?
And then
and I'm gonna come back.
You have to put the
Yo,
ball bag
Ranger.
back in the equipment lockup
Yeah.
first. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I lock up the ball bag, make sure that everything's like all nice and secure. Back to the changing room, back to the Yellow Ranger, back to the group.
Rangers, Yellow Ranger, fantastic. What happened?
Well,
You
it's
tell
like
us.
back at the interdimensional turtle.
Yeah, let's return. Let's return to Tor. Big teleports. Taking Alpha
In
with
my head,
us.
I just had a Wayne's World moment.
Have to have the music.
All right, and now that we're back here, we can begin to explain to Alpha. It's like, yeah, we got into a fight with this pig alien, pig monster type thing, and we tried to call you for not necessarily assistance, but like just like a heads up, like a 411 maybe on the alien, and you never responded. We beat the monster, and like we got the pig out of it, but when we came back here, you were dead to the world. Like you were off. We tried to fix you ourselves, but didn't get too far with that. And I happened to know someone who might have been able to help, and he was.
Yes, the Peter. Did he? Yes, Peter from Claydoyus. It's a very strange name for someone from Claydoyus. But
Claydoyus Pete. Yeah.
Claydoyus Pete.
He's the king of the rumba beat. Sorry. Boom.
I can actually see him in Cal's phone now as Claydoyus Pete. If he wasn't, he is now.
I've now got Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Claydoyus Pete, dude.
have to distinguish between them.
That is his ringtone. Cuban Pete is his ringtone.
Sorry. I just have to take a very quick non-focused sidebar. When I ran a fool's errand for my friends, some of whom had never tabletopped before, as they were trying to distract some guards to break into a house, the Red Ranger, I asked how she was going to distract them, and she just said, I'm going to do a whole song and dance to Cuban Pete. And so I'd let her use a story point to roll to see if she could come up with a disguise, and sure enough, she found a bag in a hedge with a full ruffled Cuban Pete outfit, and the distraction worked amazingly. Critted on the roll, and so if we had 5 whole minutes of distraction to Cuban Pete.
I'm going to
Cuban Pete,
use
the
a
king of the
story
rumba
point
beat.
to pull a disguise out of a
A
hedge.
hedge, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the GM. You make sense of how it got there.
Planned it all along. Oh, it was, yeah, legendary. So anyway, and backing.
You find yourself once again in the insides of Tor, the shuttle Zord. Having explained to our slightly more energetic.
Chipper.
Yeah, a bit chipper, Alpha.
Or chipper.
What had happened? He looks around the room and he sees
Pete will
the.
also explain to him
Go on.
that it was Pudgy.
Oh, that the monster we fought was Pudgy Pig.
Yeah.
And then point towards the helmet.
Yeah, because we just left that.
Yeah,
we
just
should,
on the floor.
Tor, manifest, massive helmet stand.
You see, like, rise out of the ground is essentially like a
Every
proxy
Poppins
of Pudgy. There's no arms, there's no snout or mouth, but
Oh,
the
it's-
sort of general shape with the legs and
The shape.
yeah.
All right.
And,
All right, Q, help me with this.
Yeah.
And to the left a little, guys. And tilt it
Alright.
forward a little bit.
Yeah. All right,
Onto
cool.
the pudgy
Got it.
bust. Yeah.
Thank you, Tor.
Good
You-
interdimensional toe.
You can't hear it because you are in an extra dimensional space, but Tor, who can hear you, does kind of let off a underwater. Bubbles just rising up to the surface and keeps doing his thing because he's Tor the shuttle.
Yay. It's always
Wait, where are
polite
you?
to
Where
thank
am I?
those who help you.
You see Alpha looking at the table, the fact that the lights are on, and there's a kind of a moment in his face where he's like, why didn't I do that?
Just a genuine moment of reflection.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You guys
Could've
can't
done
see
that
in
the
the
whole
dark like
time.
I can. And he looks over lastly at the helmet of Pudgy Pig as the two of you, Cal and Peter, are placing it on the stand.
Cal and Q.
I thought Peter said about left a bit,
Like I
right a
don't
bit.
exist.
Peter was
I
like
was
giving us like the
directing.
Oh,
picture. He was like
well-
directing, but it was me and Q who were like.
That's what
lifting
I
it.
thought you said, but when Peter said about left a bit, right a bit, I was like, well, clearly I just misheard that, so I'm just going to go with
Look,
that.
I know we're all mad about red bias, but we can't just. I won't conform to this Q erasure.
Q doesn't exist. He's an illusion. Oh God! Sorry. Just imagine next week everybody signs on to Discord and there's no Red Ranger.
And Jay is gone.
Jay's
That
just
dude-
like, can't make it this week, and we're just kind of like, where are they all going? There's another extra dimensional
Dude.
space for the Power Rangers character players who are just disappearing.
I've gone to the cooler Red Ranger extra dimensional space.
It's just for red.
Only Red Rangers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got a mini fridge full of Red Bull and Big Red.
Yeah. And is it red vines?
And just a whole bunch of red vines.
Yeah.
And we have Skittles and
Look at
M&Ms,
me
but
with the
only the red
American
ones.
Only the red ones.
only the red ones.
Rangers.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say now.
That Pudgy Pig.
Yes.
But the Rangers defeated him 11 and a half years ago.
Yeah, funny thing. This pig called Cupcake from
From the fair. The biggest pig
from
at
the
the fair
fair,
was
kinda-
turned into him.
there's even a weird symbol on the inside of the helmet. Like, could you take a look at it?
He kind of holds
You
up an
and-
arm like,
I'll pick it back up again.
have you seen these noodly things?
Cute. We like tilt the helmet so we can like get a look in at it.
You see Alpha just come closer, and you see that the red light inside the helmet, and it picks up some of the details from the etchings a bit more. And he studies it for a second, and lets out a Rangers. This isn't good.
What does it mean?
Oh
That-
no.
That's the symbol of one of Rita's generals. That's the symbol for Babu. He's an alchemist.
Bahoo?
His name is Babu? Like the monkey from Aladdin?
Rangers.
That's Abu, dude.
Oh, right.
Correct. Correct.
You said this was a normal pig?
It was a
Yep.
normal pig,
Yeah.
and then suddenly, none of us saw what happened, but suddenly the prize-winning pig at the fair became Pudgy Pig. And after we
With
defeated Pudgy,
accessories.
and after we defeated Pudgy, the prize-winning pig was back.
Rangers, Babu is a potion maker, an alchemist. He doesn't often get involved in such plots, but if he did something to Cupcake, perhaps he somehow managed
Does
to
that mean he's
turn-
working with Rito now?
Well, your guess is as good as mine, Rangers, but it does seem to be the case.
Tor, you wouldn't happen to have any photos of this Babu, would you?
You do see the display screen behind Alpha, like the wall, just a display screen appears, and you see probably one of the stranger, is kind of a strange phrase in of itself, a blue creature, black, really dark black hair, so dark that it kind of shines blue itself. Some wings on his back, a pocket watch hanging from somewhere on his chest, and you do notice that that pocket watch has the same symbol on it of two planets eclipsing one another, and the hands of the pocket watch are showing the time at the point that the image was taken. You can almost see like ribs and the bones on his fingers, a monocle over his left eye. He doesn't look like a fighter, not somebody who'd really put up much of in a tussle, but he does give you the impression of someone who uses his brain.
It's ironic, really, considering the character he played in the show.
The source material. Yeah.
Okay, so does that mean Rio's recruiting people for his team then? It's far too much of a coincidence to assume that this Babu
They
dude
both
has just
just
turned up
attacked
at the same time
independently.
as well. And again, those patties didn't seem right, so maybe he's found a new monster maker from the original one?
Or maybe they just haven't gotten used to using whatever the old technology was.
When
What does
'Cause
it mean, Alpha?
when the Rangers managed to defeat Rita and Lord Zed 10 years ago and trap them back in the vault that they escaped from, or that Rita escaped from, they were able to trap Babu inside the vault. They were able to trap
Oh, crap
Squat inside the vault. But Finster was never seen. It's one of the reasons why Tommy and Kimberly hung around.
So this might present
So-
an even bigger problem, because before we were just worrying about if Rito like just got a hold of Babu, but if all of them were trapped in the same vault, and
And then
we're assuming
potentially we could
Babu is
get
back.
Rio at that as well.
oh
Then
boy.
the others.
Rangers,
Well, you were right about one
So-
thing, Alpha. This is not good news.
This is not good news at all.
are you sure that Pudgy wasn't teleported into the fair? Are you sure that Cupcake was transformed?
I
100%.
cannot. I mean, we I'd say closer to 90, because none of us saw like Cupcake transform. We were on the other side of the fair.
We
But
saw him.
Pudgy
transform back.
Pudgy
Yeah.
had Cupcake's blue ribbon on him, and when we defeated Pudgy, rather than like exploding or anything, the Cupcake came out of him.
Yep, Cupcake was Pudgy, and Pudgy became Cupcake. So there's.
It
reasons
seems
for
that most likely it was a transformation as opposed to a
I mean, we can
teleportation.
we can scour the internet because the stories will have started to have emerged from people that were there at the time. So that that could confirm. That's an easier word to say.
Even as
Whether
you
it was a teleportation or an evolution.
even as you say that, the screens, the back wall just turns into multiple screens. The picture of Babu
God,
vanishes.
Tori, you're the best.
You see
Good in a
professional camera footage, presumably taken by Eliza's cameraman, because Eliza keeps bobbing in and out of the scene as it moves backwards and forwards as she's interviewing the farmer. And you do see Cupcake in the background. There's a few other pictures and videos that have been taken from social media, people with camera phones who have been recording the day. You do see Bulk and Skull at one point. You see they're not wearing their police officer uniforms today. They're there as civilians. And they're kind of walking around with a camera facing towards them, talking about the fair, how it's celebrating Power Rangers Day, how if you want all of the gossip on the latest Power Ranger sightings, go to our channel. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. There will be more videos coming every day. And everything is showing the same thing. Cupcake was there. He starts eating some of the food that's been laid out for him, and Cupcake is just gone, replaced by Pudgy Pig.
Well, I think
That's
there
what
we
happened.
have it. It was something in the food, which doesn't fill me with the happy feelings.
Yeah, seems pretty potioneery, alchemist, alchemical.
Alchemical?
That's the word. You got it.
High five on that. Yeah.
Yes, Rangers, but that does raise the question, why transform one innocent pig when there was a whole pen of them? Why transform a pig at all? Why not just teleport a monster down to the ground?
Maybe they're still getting a hand of the. Yeah. Maybe because they only have their alchemist, it's easier for them to make things that transform stuff as opposed to creating monsters from scratch and then warping them down.
Maybe this was just a test.
Possibly a test.
Yep.
Or maybe that shield is in the way. We were told about the shield, right? At some point. Feel like we were.
No.
Shield?
No, that was a case of somebody reading the book.
Okay, then scratch.
Yep.
No, you told me that.
Yeah, we
you
had
told
the
me
conversation.
you told us about that.
Yeah.
But not in game. So.
All right, so scratch that completely.
Shield?
I don't
What
mention the shield.
Yeah.
Never said nothing about a shield.
So yeah, we'll stop at maybe they're just testing.
Yeah, it's possible that it was a test.
Well,
Earth?
Rangers.
I mean, Rito attacked with the squad of Putties. So.
And then they blew up a mountain. We never talked about that. Why did they? Was that just a show of force?
Yeah, what was that they attacked?
Did they miss? Just blew up a mountain.
Was it a tantrum?
Yeah, was he just mad that we beat up the shitty putties?
You see Alpha. The red lights on his face really grow really vivid and then dim down. If he was a human, if he had skin, you would get the impression that all of the blood had just drained from his face in surprise, in shock, in horror. And he turns faster than you've seen him move so far. His hands dance in the air as if he's touching some sort of keyboard. He does kind of have a bit of a panicked kind of wriggle going on. But the screens all blacken. And you see an image of the Earth You can see the moon just in the sort of in a corner of the image, and it zooms in. And it's only in that moment that you realise that you're seeing the image from a satellite that Alpha is connected to in orbit. And it's zooming in. You see America, you see California, you see Angel Grove. It pans towards the mountains, zooms in further, and you see smoke rising from what looks to be some ruins in the mountains. And Alpha
They didn't.
just turns and looks at you. They found a command center.
The what now?
We had a command center at one point.
Yes, it. When the Rangers and Zordon left, I came to Tor. There was no need for me to be in the command center. Everything here, just it's protected. You couldn't find it. I'm not sure how Rito did it, but they found the command center. They must have pierced its defenses, and the shot you heard, the shot you saw, has torn
How
apart
would
the
you-
outside.
How would someone locate the command center if it was cloaked? Could a ranger still locate it?
Yes,
Would the coins have been able to reveal?
possibly.
Does that we know that they had something to do with Tommy and Kimberly's death? What if they've got their morphers and that's how they located them?
Just a point.
I'd buy it for $1.
You don't know that they had anything to do with their death. You surmise
I thought Alpha told us that they did.
had something
No,
to
we
do
just
with their death.
it's technically an assumption because no one has confirmed anything.
Okay, well we will assume then.
If
And
we're going off our previous deduction that it's possible that Rito killed Kimberly and Tommy,
Taking out the chest.
My
pieces.
and
mistake. I thought we
the
had
coins are
confirmed it with
the
Alpha.
coins are lost. If they have their coins, probably what tipped him off to where the command center was.
Yeah,
and-
so we'll go with that. Yeah.
Is it possible that something on the inside could still have been protected? Because you mentioned that like the outside has been completely totaled. Is it possible that something deeper in is fine, or is the whole place just?
Most of the tech inside Tor would work, but the things that I use, the things that I connect to, the teleportation grid, it all runs off of the command center. Some of it, at least, must still be intact.
If we're still able to
Okay,
teleport.
if we can still teleport places, so part of it. Should we salvage that and bring it to Tor? So they don't fire a second shot and wipe it out completely?
I'm more
I think
worried
it would be a smart idea to
they
investigate.
may be investigating it themselves.
Well, I think we should probably put a stop to that.
Yep, agreed. Should we go check this out?
How you boys
Back to
feeling? You ready to
action.
rumble?
Let's rumble.
Awesome.
Bear with me
Yeah, we're heading-
one moment, but you're heading to the outskirts of Angel Grove.
Which we can see on our redacted map.
I cannot wait until there is a beautiful
For
big...
those playing along at home,
For those playing on at home, turn to the piece of paper that just says redacted.
redacted. I love that. I
Yeah.
really do. I really wish I should have taken a screenshot of that just to send it to Brian. Yeah, we'll discuss this after the episode.
I haven't screwed it up and recycled it already.
This is for post game.
Yeah,
This is for
definitely
post game
post-game.
memes.
Alpha does look at you and just says, "The teleportation grids can only be used several times a day. I can get you to the command center, but you'll have to restore whatever issues there are inside before I'm able to teleport you out. You will be on your own, Rangers. I won't be able to."
All right,
Let's do this.
we can do this.
Is it that time again?
I'm pretty sure we're all still morphed, right? I never unmorphed.
You didn't
Yeah,
say
I've
you
just got my
unmorphed.
helmet under my arm.
Yeah, helmet's off scene, not a... Yeah.
All right. Then let's do it.
In
Let us
the
pop our wee helmet back on.
4 beams of light you're used to at
Action.
this point, red, green, blue and yellow are drawn from Tor across the skies of Angel Grove and down into the mountains on the outskirts, where you are slightly scattered as you arrive. No.
Punish!
This is the issue with Roll20. I'm going to have to move one of you because Peter is too far out of the site for the overlay. But yes, you are teleported into the midst of roughly a dozen putties who seemed to be searching for something. They see you and instantly Michael, make the noise. They communicate to one another, and Vic and Michael can understand that they're just shouting an alarm to one another. Just, Rangers, quick, fight, stop them.
Well, they definitely know we're here.
They are that same misshapen, like one of them seems to have a head that's got no neck. Another one seems to have more of a spike than a fist. One of them has both feet, but you notice that they're both left feet. And in fact, one of them is a left foot and pointing the other way. Whoever assembled these putties did so terribly.
More broken putties, guys.
Who have we got? Oh, why is it? Oh,
Let's
I know why
rumble.
that's done that.
Let's return them to the clay pile.
Let's do this.
Can you just do me
Look,
a
more
favour?
claymates.
And bear with me 1 second. Can you just tell me what your initiatives are for me? Starting with Q.
I am a 13.
Fantastic. Peter.
Peter got 50.
Fantastic. Cal.
19.
Oh, brilliant. So I did actually put them all on there. Wow. There is a first for everything.
It didn't put me in, I don't think.
It didn't.
It's just because before when I hit my initiative button, I didn't have my token selected. If you have your
Okay.
token selected and then
Yeah.
you hit initiative, it automatically loads you into turn order.
Interestingly, on one of my windows for Roll20, all of your initiatives are on here. On the other, only 2 of your initiatives are on there. So let's just...
I had the one that was just the 2 of us.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah,
I saw that, and now they're all gone.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not
the
quite
2
sure
of
what
us.
happened there, but yeah.
We can make it if we, and we can't sing any more of that song.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, you're only allowed to sing like a second, and then I roll up a newspaper and pop you on the nose.
If you pitch shift it, the algorithms can't detect it.
That requires me to know enough about singing to
Yeah,
like
I was just thinking the same
to
thing.
fluctuate my pitch. Like when I sing, I don't like sing in a key or anything. I'm just like I'm trying to get as close to the song as it is possible to do with my vocal cords. Like that's what I'm not.
It's like endless love in Friends. My endless love, 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 love.
Undetectable by algorithm.
Yeah. That sounds like a new fragrance from Calvin Klein.
It does, doesn't it, actually? Okay. That's working now, isn't it? Yes, it is. I have to flick
Heck
backwards and
yeah.
forwards from my multiple Roll20 screens just to make sure. Fantastic. So, Cal is up first.
All right. So this seems like a good opportunity. If I use my triple strike attack, I can't like move at like in the middle of it, right?
I want to say not yet.
Because that's something I get next turn,
Yes.
like next level. I get an ability that's like after killing you have 5 feet of movement between attack. Like, yeah, okay, so I'm not going to use the PowerPoint. However, if the lads wouldn't mind, we do have a rather huge abundance of story
You got
points.
one
I
or
would
two?
like to
Use
use
away.
one to. Yeah,
Use
I
away,
would
good
like-
boy. Use away.
Heck yeah! All right, so I'm gonna use a free action to summon the Griffin's Paws, and I'm going to use the story point to attack with a specialization.
Fantastic.
Do it.
All right, what is my difficulty?
The difficulty
15?
is 13.
13.
1
All
3.
right, come on, big money, no whammies. Normal, son of bitch.
Neep.
Okay.
Can you use a story point to give you an upshift?
Not an upshift. You can use it to treat a roll as if you've got specialization.
Specialization.
You can sort of materialize an item, not literally materialize, but you know something happens to make said item appear.
Narrative,
Increase the defense. You can use it to restore power points. 1d2 power points for one ranger. I'm probably missing something because I feel like there's one more.
Reroll ones.
Reroll. How did I forget that one? Out of all of the options, how did I forget that
That's the
one?
most.
Yeah, like
That's the
wow.
most important one.
Okay, we're going to
The
ignore
one
that
we
happening.
abused.
Yeah.
Totally. Anyway. Yeah.
Cal does punch into the putty, but despite being strangely constructed, it does just kind of take the tonfa blast to the chest, which you now notice seems to be more armoured on this one than it ordinarily is. And it just looks at Cal like, now my turn? Though it isn't, because it's now Q's turn in initiative tracker.
You skip me.
Yeah. Peter's a 15.
Why did that do that? Did I skip Peter? Yeah, I
Yeah.
did skip Peter. See, last time I forgot
Red
Q.
bias.
This time I'm forgetting Peter for Q. I'm trying to just like bounce it backwards and forwards. Peter doesn't get a turn this time.
No, none of that.
I don't know why, but he doesn't.
Peter.
I can run through and slash both of them, can't I?
You
Yeah, we
can narratively do so. You'd be in range of both of them by being in that space or that space.
Mhm.
And you can move after an attack. So for the purposes of the... Yes.
Yeah. So I'll run there. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I will pull out my Dragon Saber
Mm-hmm.
with my specialization. I
But
will
it-
use my Solo
You
Strike.
cannot use Solo Strike on more than one attack, which it is 2 attacks.
One, yeah. My sword has reach
Your
too, so I
sword-
can just hit 2
Your
enemies.
sword has the ability to hit 2 targets, but it's 2 separate attacks.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
cool. So if I roll 2 attacks, then
In fact, to be honest with you, you may not even be able to do that because Solo Strike's got this really lovely wording that says you may not make any other attacks in a round in which you attempt a Solo Strike.
okay.
So it wouldn't be a Solo Strike, it would be a normal if you're attacking both of them, or you can
Just
just
hit
fight
'em.
one of them with Solo Strike.
Okay, I'll just hit one of them.
Yeah, just
Just
give
hit
him the
something.
business.
Come on,
Yep, I'll get my off shift.
try and hit something.
Difficulty 13, you say, yeah?
Difficult 13.
Lovely.
You've got specialization as well, haven't you?
And that is a crit.
That is a
Shenanigans.
crit. So you destroy the heck out of this buddy. Like Peter just cuts it in half. The clay just passes, like the knife just slices through the clay as if it was a hot knife through butter. There's almost no resistance. It topples to the ground. You see a very surprised looking face looking up at Peter for a second, and then it just stops moving completely. Which of the two parties would you like to have defeated, Peter?
That one. And then I'll
Okay.
move up adjacent from this one, like in line with it.
Okay. Now it's Q.
Thank you. Q will. I was trying to think of different ways to do this. He's not really comfortable at using the whip aspect of his Dragon's Tail yet, so he's going to step forwards while summoning the Thunder Dragon Tail in sword form, and he's just going to vigorously dissuade this putty from continuing to exist. And I would like to spend a story point to roll with specialization.
Fantastic.
Get it.
Go for it. It's not like you haven't got enough.
Difficulty 13, did you say?
Difficulty 13,
Yes.
yep.
Ooh.
Ah!
Nice.
Ooh, yeah,
Oof.
I hit it.
You did indeed hit it. How do
And it
you...
may not be a critical, but
It's
that's
still a
still a
20.
20 on a
Yeah, we
D20,
still
which
like a
feels
20.
nice.
Very close to double damage, yeah.
Yeah.
How? Yeah, oh yeah, it was a 20 on my D20.
How does Peter... No, how does Q... Jesus, I'm just going to...
One day you'll remember these people's names.
I know. It's terrible.
And today is not
No,
that
today
day.
is not that day. I don't know what is up with my brain today, but it is not doing the things it's supposed to do.
So me, Q, will step forwards with his kind of leading hand down to one side, and the Dragon's Tail sword like materializes into it, and he just cleanly and quickly just swipes straight through the putty. It's like a big what's the word, gash across its torso, which crackles with energy, and then it just falls over.
Fantastic.
Disappears out of shot. You get a close-up on Q as his head snaps round at this other putty, who he then just squares up to, as if ready for whatever comes next.
Brilliant.
In fact, can I rewrite a tiny bit of that insofar as, so I've moved, how much? 5, 10, I've moved 10 feet. 10, 15, 20. Is that 25? And then 35 as I move away from it. 40. And then I just beckon at it to come at me.
Brilliant.
Face me. Face me.
Come at me.
All right.
Try to hit me and hit me.
All right, Vic.
It is
Come
Vic's
on,
turn.
you got this.
Vic is engaging in melee combat, which is not Vic's forte, but he does summon his unicorn gauntlets that appear over his fists, and he does strike
The
out
gauntlets.
the gauntlets, yeah, because they also shoot.
Gauntlets.
And he
But
Nice.
Vic, Jameson said that in like the first session he used them, and I didn't mention it at the time, but that is so great.
it
I
works
love
as well
that.
because they do shoot. So the unicorn gauntlets, I'm gonna have to drop the A from that now just because. And let's have a look. Let's a skill shift. No, difficulty
Come on.
13.
You got this.
He does got this, which is surprising because it's only a D2 for the attack. So
All
with,
right. Just
with
so
the
we're all aware,
gauntlets-
I am about to die. Just so we're all aware.
I like how filled with confidence you are as you say that.
How confident that I am going to die.
Yeah. Vic puts his fist through the putty patroller's head, just clean, like one punch, other punch, like hands meeting almost in the middle, and it just drops to the floor as if the ropes of a marionette have been cut. It just crumbles. And it is Putty Patroller's turn. So maybe
Yeah.
you will die, but I don't think you will
So
die
like
today.
that's because when I said I'm gonna die, it's because I'm looking at like the putties that are left, and I can't help but notice that 6 of them have me as a closest target, and I have 2 health. So
They're a little.
They can't attack and move
They're a little up there.
because they're sheep.
Peter's Michael is metagaming a little bit. I'll beat him later.
hit him with the
I'll be
stick.
back in 2 seconds.
I'm going to get a rolled up newspaper and just bop him on the head for metagaming.
We all know this from last session.
I don't know that we do.
Oh, we definitely do.
1 is gonna move. 2 is gonna move. 3 is gonna move. I don't know why I'm singing.
Just so excited for this absolute mollywop.
Yeah. And the only putty that didn't move as they swarm towards Cal is going to make a... Oh, there's one over here as well. Who's going to move down towards Vic because, a little bit of fairness.
That putty saw 5 guys on the Yellow Ranger and was like, they've got it.
Yeah, they've got it. It'll be fine. What is your toughness or evasion? The highest of the 2, please.
My evasion is a 15.
Fantastic.
And just to ask, I am only about to be attacked once, right?
You
Or,
are
like, how
going to
many-
be attacked once, and I will remind you, you can use a story point to increase your defense.
I know that's what I was asking, but like I was gonna save that use of a story point for the time when I get attacked 4 times in a turn. I was gonna be like, that's the one I want to buff the evasion to 20 on.
The other
like-
rangers are now like, oh my god, we need to go over and help.
They suddenly realize.
Run!
But yeah, my evasion is a 15.
Okay, story point or no story point? You have got
No
6
story
of them.
point for this one.
Okay.
I should survive unless it crits me.
Why would you say that? It failed.
To prompt the failure. Yeah, to
failed.
prompt the failure is what.
It does. It takes a
Weave?
swing, and
Weave?
yeah, Cal's just like nope. Even with the distraction by the other
Hell
parties
yeah.
as they sort of pushing in against him, he's just no.
Also, the Yellow Ranger is like suited to being surrounded. Like I got this, or at least I should, if my rolls will fucking cooperate.
Why would you just?
I'm not saying I don't want help. Help me.
No,
please
it's
help
just
me.
that
But-
you're all full of confidence. It's like, yeah, I've got this. If I don't die, like, don't jinx yourself.
Because it's better to acknowledge both sides of the argument than to go full tilt into one only to trip. Like,
Well, that's the way that that's the way it's done. That's the way Rangers are. It's like, yeah, I've got this. I've not got
No,
this.
I am on the ground. Did anybody see the bus that hit me?
It's the
name was-
whole Rocky,
its name was
isn't
Porky
it?
Pig.
Peter's
Alright.
turn.
And I'm going to run and jump. And
You skipped
hopefully-
me that time. And that is 3 for 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Da, 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 we've hit the trifecta.
At least his inability to perceive us is equal, and it's not just me anymore.
Yeah,
It's
Equal
a really
opportunity
bad
for
night. It's a really bad week. Let's just take a step back, take a breath, acknowledge the fact that I apparently cannot read maths. I went from putty to story point to past Cal, and it's Cal's turn. That happened.
Yeah. And I am going to use a personal power for a triple strike attack.
Please do.
Because
Please
now-
defeat them all.
They are on all sides of me. Look, all is a stretch, and even the maximum number of them is a stretch. I'm gonna try.
I have faith.
You gotta have a feet.
Use a story point to get
There's one. Here comes the second. Second failure, and then third one, which is unarmed. Or can I still use the? I don't think there's a difference between them.
There's not. You're still a D2.
Can you still use? You can still use a story point to get specialization on it, though, can you?
Will specialization actually help me if I only have a
not
D2?
a D2.
No.
No.
Yeah. So I'm just. Yeah. I realized that after I
Yeah.
used the story point last round, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that again. All right. So
which of the 5 would you like to have defeated?
So this one catches a griffin's paw to the chin and just sort of like spins the head off. And after a swing behind on this one that misses, full facing this one and full force kick him in the dick.
This one here?
Yes!
Yeah?
No, this one.
Oh, that one, sorry.
Center.
I saw the yellow
Ball breaker is
ping.
back.
I didn't catch where it came from. Fantastic.
My brand.
Is that everything from Cal?
Well, after I subtract the PowerPoint I used, it will be, yes.
Okay. Which will bring us to Peter this time.
Indeed. So Peter will
It's
run
taken
to
4
here,
attempts,
and I
people,
will,
but he's got it.
I will jump, which is an athletics check, yeah?
Yep. DC 5 if you're moving 10 foot, which I do believe you have.
Yep. 5, yes. Please be better than
So
last time.
15 feet.
Is that tripled? It is
Yeah,
tripled.
because
15 foot.
10 minus the difficulty times 3. Yep, 15-foot jump.
I'd literally land on top of this then, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I still move anymore? Or would that class as my move action?
That would be your move, but you can still move again if you wanted to by sprinting. Or
Yeah, bonus
using
actions.
Free
use
actions
your
for
free
5
actions to get 5 extra feet.
I won't do that, but I will. Difficulty 13. Yes. I will fire at one of the putties with my blade blaster.
Oh!
You will fumble.
You should use a story point for that fumble.
Yeah, let's use a story point for that
Okay.
fumble.
Do the /R space 1D20 to re-roll that for me.
Or, you could just click on...
the thing on the side.
And it's a 6. Rip.
Yeah, still didn't help.
It was close.
All right, that's
but
fine.
there was no cigar.
We're still at 5.
Ping.
We will get rid of that story point. Is that everything now for Peter?
Yes, but I'd still technically have 2 free actions, won't I?
Yeah, if that's your speed minus 2 is 2, then that's 2 free actions. I really can't do maths. I was going to say 4 then. I really can't do maths today.
Oh no, my speed minus 2 is 3, so I can still move 15 foot. So then I'll jump down off of this.
Fantastic. Q, the Red Ranger.
Set one card.
Q.
Yup. Me, I exist again.
You're
I'm
getting
hearing
Sorry.
Cal. I'm next in the queue.
God damn it.
Hearing Cal exclamation for help.
I am very angry with you right now.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I will move 10. I will move 35.
We really
feet.
should have taken
That
comedy.
includes the double distance in this square. To queue up a shot on.
Can we stop just
this
finding
pattern
ways to
just
use
above me?
the word Q, please?
I mean, it's not like I've spent weeks of my life working out all of the coupons that might exist.
I feel like you have
I've
now.
got them written out like little coupons.
Have you really? Oh,
That one just came to me now.
Yo. My man. Kill
Sorry, excuse me, 2 seconds.
I am sending Q to the pun jail.
Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
Because no,
You've been banished to the Shadow Realm.
just no.
And I am going to I'm not going to spend a story point this time, just in case a bigger battle comes after this one. And I will attempt to. Ooh, sad times. And I will swift and a miss.
Okay.
I probably should have used a story point. Anywho,
The
and I
most
finish my turn with these 2 cards in face down defense mode.
I like how it gets to the end, and again we're back into the Yu-Gi-Oh references. Like, what happens?
Oh
Why
yeah,
is it
it's
the
weird
end?
that it
End
happened
my
twice,
turn.
huh?
Yeah, and at the end,
I wasn't even thinking about that. And,
just
Did I
Well-
hear you, Garrett?
well, now I gotta. Now I
Yeah.
gotta. Now, much like my ball busting, I have to make sure that every session gets winds down with a Yu-Gi-Oh bit.
let's have a look and see whether or not this works. No. Skill shift, yes. Submit. Difficulty 13. Submit. Normal.
I'm sorry. I just saw it in
Yo.
the chat and I have to. Yugi boy.
No. Focus.
Good old Pegasus.
Focus, people.
Gotta love Pegasus.
Focus.
Also, yeah, focus on the
Oh,
fact that Vic just absolutely bodied this putty. Let's
Ooh,
get it,
go,
Vic.
Vic.
Vic actually
Hell yeah.
looks over at Cal, who's all surrounded. He notices that Q has gone in to help him, but that it doesn't seem to have worked. He raises both of his gauntlets. A beam of energy fires out of the 2 of them combined, strikes this putty patroller, and puts a hole clean through its chest, just leaving like a smoking hole in the center before it crumbles
My
to the
man.
ground. Vic's
Q
just
kind of
like,
does that.
did you see that?
Vic, that was incredible.
My man.
And that is the putty patroller's turn. This one is going to. That was terrible. This one is going to strike at Vic using specialization. Yes. Submit. No change. Difficulty is
Come on, Vic.
15. 15.
Come on. Vic, you got this.
Submit. Does he have it?
Yeah!
He does have it. Fantastic.
Vic is fine.
And 2 of them are going to attack our Yellow Ranger.
We can subsist
Really? It's
off.
not going to go for me?
Nope,
I
they
mean, that's one thing.
ganged up on him and they're swinging for
I'm
him.
gonna. I'm gonna use a story point to get my evasion up to a 20.
Okay. That'll be on one of the attacks.
I mean, we have more story points.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, just to make sure. That is a failure.
Checks and balances.
And the other one is going to attack. Are you using a story point on this one?
No, I will. If this hit comes, I will take it.
Okay. That is a success.
There it is.
Ooh.
So he does punch, and as Cal does try to duck and weave, one of the putties on the floor, he kind of just steps on it, stumbles forwards into the punch of the putty patroller, who hits for 1 damage. And
El dommage.
it is Cal's turn, because I can read an initiative tracker, despite what everything might be saying about me.
I'm not going to use another PowerPoint. I'm just going to attempt to hit this one with my Griffin's Paws.
Okay, go for it.
Difficulty of 13. And I wish that was a crit, but it's not.
It is a
Because
hit,
I
though.
rolled a natural 20 and the max on a die, but the die was a D2.
On the plus side, if you do double or somehow triple the defense, you do get orders of success, so you would do an additional point of damage. So you were close.
Except I didn't. Except I didn't hit a 26 because it's impossible.
It is
for
impossible
me to do so.
Yeah, but it was close.
I'll settle for taking him out.
Go for it.
One,
The one up top.
just knocking him.
Fantastic. Let's get rid of that one. Anything else from our lovely Yellow Ranger?
No, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Brilliant. And that will bring us to Peter.
And seeing that Q and Cal now seem to have this in hand, closest putty's here, so Pete will run up behind it. And we will go with... We will go with just my Dragon Tagger, I think. We'll do... Difficulty 13. Yes.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
And she just run in through the back of the head. Blade just comes out the front. Dick's like, oh, damn.
So, fantastic. Is that everything from our Green Ranger?
I use a couple of bonus action to charge towards this pay.
3 actions.
Yeah, free actions. This
Sorry,
isn't
bonus
5e.
actions. 5e.
I know. Fantastic. And showing again that I can read an initiative tracker. Q's turn.
Yep.
Can I just
So,
say I
having,
love the
like,
extra caution you speak with.
Oh yeah. I am like
And
paranoid.
Q's done. So Q, having like sprinted a short distance in his previous 6 seconds, and he went for a slide on one knee to try and take the Putty's knees out and missed on his previous turn. He's now going to spring upwards and try and uppercut with the sword. And because why not, I'm going to use a story point
Go for it.
specialization.
That's what they're there for.
You. Cut him in twain.
In twain!
Yeah,
In
as far as I'm
twain, you
concerned,
say?
cutting in twain is this way. So we'll go.
Not entwine.
No, in twine is
Sorry,
this way.
I just had to restart.
That's
Yeah,
what we're
that'll do it.
talking
18.
about.
In twain.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
So I've slid it on one knee and missed, and then I can push off one foot and come up, but I take its leg off, and it falls into a heap and squishes.
Let's go.
We're making quick work
Then
of these combined putties. Just leaving a mess of putties all around Cal. It's okay, it's Cal's problem. He can clean it up.
You know I will too.
I know, that's why I said it. It's like, no littering, guys.
I absolutely would clean this up.
And then I will move to here, just so that Pete's
I have
got
an
the
idea.
opportunity of striking the putty.
I was going to
But
say,
I'm not
move a little closer. I've got an idea. Have you seen the movie where they do the kick either side?
No, I've not. So I will just be here as standby for somebody else's attack, just in case. And I end my turn.
Okay. It is Vic's turn, and I'm going to roll some dice. Vic is going to summon his Blade Blaster, because shooting seems to be working so much better for him than punching stuff on average. And he's going to aim and take a shot at the Putty Patroller. The only one left standing, he says. Just double checks that I haven't somehow lost the Putty Patroller on the map, because that would be in
Oh, here's the other 20 that you missed.
Yeah, it would be in fitting with how things are going right this moment. Submit skill shift because we are aiming. Submit again. Difficulty of 13. Submit once more. There's a lot of submits. And that is a failure. He does try and take a shot, but his combat skills, he's not been watching enough YouTube videos on how to shoot blade blasters. Bulk and Skull, oddly enough, have a whole segment on them. They've fabricated their own blade blasters. They only fire out these little sticky darts, but it's pretty cool anyway.
Close enough.
Exactly. And the Putty Patroller is going to charge towards Peter and Q, putting him in between the two of them. And it is going to be Cal's turn.
All right. Cal is going to step over these corpses. 10, 15, 20,
That sounds horrible when you say it like that.
25. And I'm going to attack this man that seems to be giving everyone the business. No one seems to be able to hit him.
No.
This
He's-
Putty is the main character.
Oh no, Vic's tried, but I think Vic's the only one that's actually tried to hit this one.
No, it's too late. He's now a named character. We shall call him Bob the Putty.
And there we go. I just rolled 2 20s in a row. I'm so upset. I wish I had this kind of luck in 5e. Anyway. Anyway, the Tonfa
That's why
spins
Essence
out.
20 is so much better.
Fantastic. The last of the group of putties is taken down, leaving just bits of clay all scattered across the floor. Nothing is left moving, but you do see an awful lot of smoke from scorch marks across the stone that has been burnt by the blast, so powerful that it has left fire in it.
Damn. Now that the putties are defeated, should we search the area?
Sounds like a good plan.
Maybe try and put out some of the fires and whatnot.
Make me
We making checks?
alertness checks.
Hey.
Everybody make me an alertness check, and the DC is going to be 12.
All right. Here's a success coming up. That's 6. One of us did it. One of us did it. Let's go.
And that wasn't even with Edge because I forgot about his Eureka. You all
Roll again.
Yeah, just to see if I get another
No,
20.
it was me that succeeded.
Oh,
No, Jay
No,
succeeded.
that's not your
Did it?
20. That's my
That's
20.
not your 20.
I
Yeah.
clicked, and
Gosh
when I
darn it,
clicked,
that's mine.
I saw the
I
green
will
pop
not
up.
stand for Q erasure.
No, I know what I've done.
Q is here and he is valid.
I'll explain
See,
this
this
in a
is the
moment.
opposite of
I'll
red
explain
bias.
this in a
This
moment.
is-
There is a reason for all of this messed upness, okay? I'm just throwing it out there. Q finds, as he's searching, a small hole. It's buried beneath part of the tower that's collapsed. But there's just enough room that somebody can wriggle through it, unless between them all they can somehow gather the strength necessary to push it away. It does look like there is some sort of ladder leading down to something else.
Should we try and brute force this?
Yeah, I say let's do it.
Let's
Try and move
let's
it out
head
the
on.
way?
Everybody
let's give it a shot.
roll a brawn check.
Oh, why couldn't it be mine?
All right.
'Cause
Do we got a
might would
DC
be
for this brawn
attacking.
check?
The DC is going to be... DC is going to be 15.
Oh boy, here we go.
Literally, brawn is the only one I don't have a dice in.
Hey! We take those. I build houses for the needy for a living.
I like
just
the
need
explanation.
Not
check
even for a
them
living.
through
I do that for fun. I do that for fun. I go out and I build houses for people who need them. I got the brawn, just by a little bit though.
Q's check.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh, God.
checking because
The Daleks are invading.
no, because oh, really, seriously, this is the point that
Yes.
it's done it.
We got 3 hours and 13 minutes through. This is a record, people. This is
Yeah, we've kept-
record.
We have kept technical issues to a minimum.
It's just mental issues that have been a snag tonight.
There we go. I've swapped.
All
Just
right.
out of
Excellent.
curiosity, I'm going to swap.
Can't hear you at all now.
Oh, we could hear you, but now we can't hear you.
Yeah, no, can't hear you at all now.
Really?
Oh, can
No,
you hear
you're
me
not.
again?
All right, there we go. Sorry. Right, gotcha. Fantastico. I'll mark that off. Yeah, so I don't have a dice in Brawn, but I do have a perk that means that I don't. It's my athlete. Where have you gone? Where's it gone? Where has it gone? Oh, it's in perks. Always training, that's what it's called. When making
Oh,
strength
yes.
based skill check,
Yep.
you still roll with a D2 and do not suffer a snag. So, right, so I
Yep.
have done that correctly, I think. And I still fail. No, because it's rolled 1d8 instead of 1d2. But I still would have failed even if it didn't
What did he
include that.
do? Okay.
I do not know.
Between the 4 of you, it does take some time. There's a lot of pushing, there's a lot of shoving. Cal kind of directs you. He's worked on building crews, helping to build homes, as he said. And he knows like the principles of leverage, how to move things about. And after some time, you are able to finally push the pillar aside enough on some loose rubble that slides away, sort of dropping and banging down the side of the mountain, that you reveal a hole about 20 foot wide with a ladder descending into the darkness.
Suppose on this occasion the only way is down?
Yes, thank you, Yaz and the plastic population. I believe it is.
Well,
Well,
then let's get down.
yeah, Peter will start climbing down.
Let's get down on it.
Do.
This may take a moment to load because this is significantly bigger than I wanted it to be, but I was in a bit of a rush trying to get it sorted out whilst the game was taking place, which is my justification for why my brain was so scatterbrained, because I was trying to get this all sorted whilst we were playing because I'd run out of maps.
This guy.
I'd run out of maps, okay? And I had a copy of this, but it was on my computer, not my Mac, and I couldn't do 2 things at once when I'm using both screens. But
I need to send you some maps.
you find yourself in a building that looks like it's come out of a science fiction film. The walls are immaculate around you, just so clean they shine. You see rubble in front of you where part of the ceiling has caved in, but if it wasn't for the damage, even considering how long ago it seems to be that this building was last in use, it would look like it's just come out, like it's just been finished off. Somebody's just waiting to move in now. There's a small barrier in front of you of what looks to be light. As you step towards it, the barrier itself does just flicker and fade away, allowing you to pass through into more of a scene of just chaos and destruction. There's a sofa off to the left. There's rubble all across the floor, fire, some sort of display table that's cracked, And to your right, you actually see a barrier made of red light. As Peter walks towards it, it feels tough, it feels immovable. But as Q approaches, the same effect on the original barrier happens. It dims, it becomes less real. It's almost as if he knows he can step through. It won't fight him. And he can see behind it, he can see a room. He can see a desk, a chair, a box, what looks to be a bedroom past that. There's pictures on the wall of half a dozen 18, 19-year-olds. There's one of Jason, there's one of Rocky with Kimberly and Tommy and Billy, all people that you've seen hanging around together. And there's trophies from previous battles. It's somebody's bedroom, somebody's home away from home where they've kept their secrets.
On seeing the big picture with like all of the people with Rocky and Jason there in it, Pete will shout over to Q. Q, you might want to take a look at this, dude.
I was kind of directly behind you at the time, but Q sticks his arm out to touch the field and kind of notices as it becomes a bit more. I think it's more transient and
Translucent.
non-touchable. Becomes less resistant, and he steps through. And as he clocks the pictures, he just has to take his helmet off to just kind of see it with his own eyes rather than through the lens of the visor. And his brain is just trying to make sense of what he's seeing and what he's thinking, and the disbelief between the two, just not quite rationalizing that he is looking at his predecessors.
People like mentioned, so looks like we were both trained by Power Rangers, dude. Do you ever start to think about fate? You know, this seems to be far too much of a coincidence.
And Q just doesn't respond. He's too lost in his own mind and his own trauma around his prior tutors.
At the moment, Pete's just kind of in a maze of wonderment. So he's just kind of like, ooh, wow. So he's not really feeling anything apart from just complete and utter, oh damn, like wonderment.
It's like, yo, this is crazy.
This is tight. And you will keep wandering down.
As you wander, there's a room with a yellow barrier, one with a blue. Vic stops outside the one with the blue and sort of copies what Q had done. He puts his hand up against it and he feels it push him through and just walks into the room where he can see technical schematics drawn up all over the wall. There are post-it notes everywhere with notes, with thoughts that have popped into the previous, to the occupier of the room previously. There's clothes strewn about. There's a pair of glasses that are partially crushed underneath a boulder that's kind of come down from the ceiling. But there's very few pictures in this room, and all of them are of the people sort of like taken by the person who occupied the room. You see Rocky, Tommy, Jason, Aisha, Kimberly, but unlike in the photos that Q can see, there's no Billy. He was the one taking the photos, not the one who wanted to be in the spotlight.
I think Cal's going to head into the yellow room. If he can.
Yep, can indeed. It responds to his touch just like the other two had responded to Vic and Q. Cal can see different martial arts trophies. He can see more photographs. These ones seem to be a little bit more in the moment. There's no posing, it's like raw emotion. You can see sadness upon some people's faces, you can see happiness. There seems to be a photograph where Jason, Zach and Trini are leaving the group, sort of just wandering away, a little bit separated from the others. There's some yellow t-shirts that have been hung up but have been knocked loose in the blast. Some books
I don't
strewn
fit
about.
any of these.
Damn.
In kind of Q's moment and a billion questions running through his head, he kind of snaps himself out of it and just mutters under his breath, distract and deflect. And then he taps his communicator to see if he has a signal that will reach Alpha.
It's very crackly, distorted by whatever seems to have destroyed parts of the command center. Some sort of energy still in the air, but you do hear Rangers.
Alpha, is there any kind of emergency or like fire suppression type system that we can activate? Can you read us?
It cut in fire. You can see.
I'll take that as a no.
You can see some vents above you that seem to have been some sort of system for drawing out oxygen in the case of a fire or something. But whatever damage the command center has taken does seem to have rendered it useless.
Okay. This desk, does it have any kind of computer terminal on it or anything?
There is. The black part on it is like a display screen like you've seen in Tor in the extra dimensional space.
Yeah, I tap it to see if it responds to my touch at all, if there's any power or signal working through it.
It does flicker to life, though it does seem to be a little bit slow, having not been used in such a long period of time.
I try and see if I can get any kind of sit rep on the building, on the facility.
It takes a moment, sort of, just because of how slow it is responding to you. But whoever designed it or whoever set it up seems to have done so for humans, for people familiar with using normal computers. The hardware is probably much more advanced, but the interface, the operating system, is much more dumbed down. And Q is able to, with some sort of poking and prodding, find a list of alerts that's just warnings, structural integrity warnings, fire warnings. There was a warning for a attack, but that one has since gone to amber from red as Q looks at it. There's a button that says fire suppression system, but as Q tries to push it, there's you can hear like fans trying to whir, but they seem to be clacking against something.
Q surmises, rightly or wrongly, that he's probably not going to be able to do what needs doing from the computer terminal. So he comes out and shouts out to Calvic and Pete for them to regather.
Cal comes easily enough. The room is interesting, but it's not like he had any personal connection to the Yellow Ranger previously.
Vic comes out with some sort of book that just seems to have drawings of the inner workings of giant mechanical robots. At least if the scale was to be believed. And sort of looks over and is like, if you just, the engineering marvel is astounding. Whoever designed these must have been a genius.
Dude, are those Zord schematics?
Oh, I remember those. They were the giant robots, yeah?
Yeah, they had dinosaurs.
These don't look like dinosaurs to me.
Ooh, what are they?
Are there any fire extinguishers around? Or things that look like they might be useful for putting out a fire?
That is where we're going to end for tonight. Just because I like leaving it on a little bit of suspense after the gut
The
wrenching
suspense
punt.
being the suspense being this place is not OSHA does not follow OSHA regulations.
I mean, OSHA regulations did not even exist on the planet that this thing was designed.
Why is this sofa burning? It should be not made of flammable materials.
I was just more like, there's not a single fire extinguisher in this room. In case of a fire, there should always be a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
I forget
Or some
the
kind of
actual
halon
law, but isn't it like
system,
one
or-
per every 20 square feet or something like that?
Probably. It's okay. Giant aliens, scientific oxygen suppression system to put out fires would solve the day if it was working.
Let's open the window and let the vacuum of space do it.
Everyone just held their breath and closed their eyes real quick, and we're just like, just a real quick, bonk, slide of the window.
Just crack the window for 20 seconds, it will be fine.
Cold, unforgiving vacuum of space.
Favorite part
boy.
of the session. Whoever goes first goes first.
When Cal kicked the putty in the dick.
Hey man, I'm happy to. Hey man, I'm happy to keep it consistent. You know me.
Good man.
I'm the bit guy. Favorite moment of the session. Getting to use I know a guy. Just like the whole
The most
moment where like
implausible way.
yeah, the moment where Cal is like alien technology. Yeah, I think hold on, I know someone for this. Specifically the moment where Michael just turned to me and was like, "You do?"
Like, you're shitting me, really?
I
Love
just
that.
want to throw this out here. I'm very sorry, Jay. I am going to let you say yours afterwards. But I did today say that I was going to introduce a new NPC. It was intended to be somebody completely different, but because of things and stuff, that got tossed aside and I had to rewrite a lot of today's session. But I did still introduce a new NPC. Not one I totally expected introducing so quickly. But it happened. You kept me on my toes. Thanks very much, guys.
I'd apologize, but I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, so mine, it's a bit tricky. Selfishly, I quite liked my incredibly graceful chete over the top of
That's
marquee.
just the fact that like you were doing a dancer's leap, but like way longer than a dancer's leap is meant to go for. So there was a
Never
point in
gonna
time
go.
where your character was just kind of like sliding through the air, like a Gary's Mod model that like wasn't animating the walk cycle, so it was just kind of like just a static.
Just saw.
Yeah. I did quite like the moment of it's Finster. For heaven's sake, it's Finster. Oh, it's not Finster.
I'm
Or is it not?
Don't just. We can't just be racist. Not every. What are they?
Not
Wizard
everybody
dog
from
is-
Clay.
Space Wizard
Not
dog is-
everybody from Claydoyus is Finster.
Claydoyus. Yeah, just not every Claydoyan alien wearing the
just so
apron
happens,
with all the
Claydoyan.
mechanical shit.
Yeah.
Not every Claydoyan
Yeah.
who's a masterful robot mechanic wearing the same apron that Finster has is
Same-
Finster.
Yeah.
Same style
To be fair,
apron.
Spinster was a sculptor.
Yeah, don't be spacist, guys.
Spacist, yeah. Space racist. Spacist. Cool. But yeah, it was good. I also, and this is just purely in my little game zone here, I really enjoyed being able to use my proper tokens. So I was very excited about that. I've been bean counting quite merrily in my little corner here.
I
God,
need one
also-
with like the faces and the names of the different people on. So when I've got too many things on the screen because I'm trying to do map stuff and game stuff and get everything ready at the same point, I can just go
Like a
this person, this one right here.
like a initiative tracker.
Yes.
But with each of the tokens.
Yes.
The character. I could probably do that.
I mean, like, I had the turn order thing, but I had so much, and I kept flicking through to a different page because I was trying to get that done. And then I came back at one point and was on the wrong layer, so that went badly. Yeah.
I'll just reassemble my setup, and then I will just take a second to show you. So I have, uninterestingly, dishes for holding tokens. But what I've done is all my perks and bonds and stuff, I've printed on paper and then glued onto little
Sheesh.
plastic cards so that I have them all to hand should I need them.
Very,
So when I
very,
take
very
reference,
good.
They're all there. you
That's
see?
so cool.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
is
that's
awesome.
kind of genius.
Fantastic. Well, thank
That's
you,
my big
everybody.
reference guide for my character.
Thank you, everybody, for another great week. We will get to see more of this destroyed command center next time.
Hey.
Hopefully, there are some fire extinguishers. I'm sure there must
Fire
be.
extinguishers and a quick level up.
I mean, there is a pool table over here.
yeah, they got a pool table and no fire extinguishers.
We can use that as a fire extinguisher, surely.
It is for sure flammable.
I mean, I can't believe
We're gonna
nobody's
throw it on
used
the fire and the
story point.
fire's gonna get bigger.
Story point. Here's a fire extinguisher.
To generate a fire extinguisher?
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
I mean, look, are we gonna keep this pool of story points or are we getting our refill next session? And I say refill, I just mean that like the
It would
turnover
actually
from
be a
like
refill
one
as well
set
for
to
one,
another.
Yeah, it would go from 4 to 5 for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're on 3, I think. I've
Are you on
counted
3?
us down to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because he used one in his last attack.
Outrageous. So you'd actually go up 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we are getting our reset, because it does feel like we're in a different episode now.
It does feel like we've
Exploring
changed
the-
episodes now. Yeah, we kind of the Pudgy fight was a bit kind of a continuation, and a bit more of a.
I feel
info
yeah,
dump.
the Pudgy fight ended it like with Pudgy, and then like the mechanic stuff, or like
Yeah.
discovering that Alpha was like dead,
It's like,
basically.
wait, what? But he was much more cheerful when you brought him back to life.
Bro, you're holding back on the I, and I'm like I'm chomping at the bit for it. Like I'm just like he's got to do it. He's got to fucking do it. I'm waiting.
I'm going to be practicing now for next week just to see if I can get that right. And if not, I'm going to find Soundbite and just be like, play it and lip sync.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause, like, the first time I saw him and he didn't-
Welsh.
Your Alpha's just Welsh.
Yeah, I tried it. I got the first I right. The second one just went wrong, and it just became such a joke at how bad it was that Alpha's now from Wales. These I Rangers. Hate to tell you this,
Hey.
but there's all sorts of parties. They've invaded and they're causing all sorts of havoc.
There's all sorts-
The Welsh dub for Power Rangers is real good, guys.
That was
I
awful.
apologise to
It was
everybody in Wales.
so good.
It's very Ruth Maddox, Tidy High. Sorry.
Oh, God. I know they're like just thinking of like Power Ranger characters with different accents has me thinking about like the blue Power Ranger who is Scottish clip.
Oh God, that's in RPM, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah. The Scottish Ranger.
I know what I'm
The
gonna be
Scottish
Googling
Blue
after
Ranger.
this.
this is just like it's. If you're not familiar with RPM and you don't know that the Blue Ranger is Scottish, there's just like, the villain is like berating him. It's like, what's so great about Blue? What does Blue do? And like Blue kicks her back, and in the thickest Scottish accent I've ever heard, I'm Scottish.
Apparently, his name is Flynn.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thank
There
you
are
very
no other
much.
Scottish names in America.
Thank you,
Right.
Fabled Wolf.
Bye bye, chat. Have a
All right.
Bye,
fantastic
chat.
week.
Thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you
us.
for thank you
See
for
you
joining
next
us,
week.
watching our shenanigans. Have a good week, everybody. We'll be here same time,
Go
same day.
pterodactyl.
Go pterodactyl.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.